And the stream is live. And the stream is live. Mm-hmm.
Sean, can you hear me?
I can. You're a little weak, but I can still hear you.
Go ahead and see if I can unmute it.
Mm.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, that's that. Welcome back, Cotter.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Oh, that's that. Welcome back, Cotter.
All right. Before I go live on this thing completely, I get at least a little bit of a sound check from you guys so I can see what it sounds like coming across the stream.
Okay. Darren here.
Everybody's favorite druid.
Hello, hello.
All right. Before I go live on this thing completely, I get at least a little bit of a sound check
And
from you
Bear.
guys so I can see what it sounds like coming across the stream.
Okay. Darren here.
Everybody's favorite druid.
Hello, hello.
All right. Before I go live on this thing completely, I get at least a little bit of a sound check
And
from you
Bear.
guys so I can see what it sounds like coming across the stream.
Everybody's favorite druid.
Hello, hello.
And Bear.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Just have folks let us know how it's doing while we're streaming. I can always bump up the output a little bit so that you guys can be heard better. I know they always say that mine comes in a little stronger, but I think that's just because I'm coming directly off my mic and it's not coming from my mic through Discord into the game. So we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, 60 seconds and counting before I actually officially kick the stream off. So go get your snacks and your drinks while the getting's good, folks. And don't forget, if you have not already looked, experience was awarded. So if you have yet to apply it, please do so. And seconds and counting. But who's counting? And away we go. And here we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Agora Quest 21 Shots, powered by the Advanced Roleplay System. For those that are on Foundry, which we are, Foundry game system is the engine that runs it, but it's hosted, of course, in the Forge. For those that need to know, or if you want to check out some places to host your own game, check out the Forge if you're in the Foundry. But anyway, the Advanced Roleplay System, the closest thing you're going to get to first edition Dungeons and Dragons, or even second edition Dungeons and Dragons, based on the Osric stuff, but it is really, really good. So that is the engine that powers our game. I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's episode. If you are new here, welcome. If you're an old hand, welcome back. We are just a bunch of old nerds gaming first edition Dungeons and Dragons set in the world of Greyhawk. You can catch us, of course, every Monday night here, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time till give or take around 11. If you're also into 5e, we have a 5th edition game that goes every other Friday. You just missed our episode this past Friday, so you're going to have to wait till the 22nd, which is when we're going to game again. At least that is the intent that we discussed amongst ourselves at the end of last session on Friday. Depends on if everybody's going to be able to make it or everybody's going to be gone for the holidays or whatever, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to be there. So you can catch us on 5th edition, like I said, on the 22nd. I encourage you guys to come check us out. Like I said, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget, as you watch the stream, you earn tokens by Twitch. Those are free tokens that you earn. Pretty much every stream has them, or I'm pretty sure every stream does. They just call them different things. We just call them Parentland, gross marks, tokens, whatever you want to call them. But you can trade them in to help the party out. Just click the little gold coin underneath the chat. It'll pop open a window. You can trade in those tokens for a Nat 1 or a Nat 20. All you have to do is let us know who it's for. And we can associate it to that player, and that player can then substitute any one of their dice rolls throughout tonight's session with that Nat 1 or Nat 20, depending upon what you are so generously gifting to them. But don't forget, your humble DM is always willing to accept those as well. I wouldn't want to leave myself out of the fun, so I encourage you guys to do that. Last session, I can't remember. Yes, we did carry them over from last stream, so the party still has 4 Nat 20s available to them, and Varys, you still have a single Nat 20 available to you, that you guys will be able to use for tonight's session only. Not going to carry them through 2. This might even be 3 sessions now. You guys just haven't had the opportunity really to use them or need to use them. So we've just been carrying them over. But I'm assuming you're going to need it tonight based on where we left off last session. And like I said, if you want to help support the stream as well as help out players, again, for every 100 bits that you cheer, you can get a +1 to your favorite player. And in doing so, of course, you help support the stream because you're cheering bits, which is actually your hard-earned dollars, and we very much appreciate that. Every penny you guys donate to us goes right back into the stream in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, if you haven't followed us, please do so. Always trying to get our audience views up. If you got friends, families, co-workers that have nothing better to do on a Monday night, because I know you don't want to watch football. Why? Because Pittsburgh Steelers aren't playing, so why would you want to watch football if the Steelers aren't playing? So that's why I assume you're here, is to take up that void that you're missing from watching a really garbage team go at it every week. But we are glad that you are here. Don't forget, we do have a merch store. We have a Discord you can come check out. Go check out all of the other Greyhawk content. We are a member of the Greyhawk community here on Twitch. Lord Kazumba has been so gracious as to add us into the Greyhawk Creatives team page. And all this stuff you can find out easily, ! Socials. I've already posted it in chat right before everybody got here. Hopefully it's still up there. If it's not, again, ! Socials will show you everywhere you need to go to catch us. You can get our Twitter, you can get our YouTube, get our Discord, get our merch channel, get the Greyhawk Creatives, you name it, it's in the socials. Encourage you to go check it out. Give us a follow, give us a like. If nothing else, it makes us feel good about what we do. what we affectionately have come to call Shiza Cinema. And with that, let's talk about where we were in the game. Oh, wait, before I forget. As far as your specials go, the DM has a +1. Deglin, you got a +5 and a +4. Baron, you have a pair of +5s and a +4. Ronnie, you have a +5 and a +3. Varys, you have a +5 and a +3. And Zadkiel has a pair of +5s and a +2. All that means is that our players have the ability to add or subtract up to 5 points from any dice roll to help that dice roll get over the hump. So those last forever and ever. Those have come from you cheering bits, as well as I think I gifted you guys some because of my birthday and some other stuff that was going on. But bottom line is, you guys have all those additionals that you are carrying forward from stream to stream. So if you need to know, let me know, and we can revisit it. But I think you guys have been pretty good about tracking your own. So now back to the game. Our party, as you know, has been involved in an investigation with an evil cult within the free city of Greyhawk. They met a man by the name of Talisic Thraden, a paladin dedicated to Saint Cuthbert of the Cudgel. And in befriending him, they fell into some sort of a strange cult that's been going about the city. And in becoming friends with Talisic, apparently they were marked as some who needed to be disposed of, or at least frightened off. And so the cult assaulted the party, thinking that they would, just like anybody else, they would run them off. But everybody knows that our party is a little bit too hard-headed for that. And so they took it as a challenge to figure out what the heck is going on. And so they began investigating this cult. Through their investigation, they discovered that people were missing from various places, and in particular from Shacktown, which is a little slum community on the outer or outside the walls to the north of the city. They went to investigate there and had a discussion with Nikolai, who was the priest overseeing the spiritual well-being of Shacktown. He is, of course, a follower of Cuthbert and a friend of Talisic. And there they discovered that the rumors were true and people were missing. And it just so happened that as people were going missing from Shacktown, Nikolai was collecting their belongings and storing them. Should the people ever return, he would be able to return their belongings to them. And in and amongst their belongings, they discovered a diary written by the hand of a man by the name of Jansen Parlins. And Parlins, who used to be a member of the circus, came to town after the circus was sold and was living in Shacktown. And he started observing some strange things, like city watchmen in the middle of the night attacking and dragging people away, telling those who were curious that the individual had escaped the city and was trying to hide from the city watch and whatnot and stuff. So he started seeing strange people in town sort of walking around and eyeing folks as if they knew them or were looking for somebody in particular. And in fact, he got the impression that one of those strangers in town was giving him the strange eye. And lo and behold, shortly after the last entry, a couple of weeks before the party arrived, Jansen Parlins also went missing. And so the party has been scooping up all of this information, bringing it back to the church in Talisic, where they then discovered that Talisic's grandfather was involved in throwing down an evil cult dedicated to a creature known as the Falcon. And the party wasn't sure what the Falcon or who the Falcon was, but they know that the Falcon and its worshippers were dedicated to Ayus. And so this is all sort of rolling back to some evil cult of Ayus trying to establish a foothold within the city. And so the party's investigation continued as they moved into the lower city. In the lower city, they had a small run-in with the local thieves guild, and after clearing up what was going on and who the party was, etc., they were allowed to leave. And during that investigation, they found out that there were strange happenings in some of the warehouses in the district. For example, in the fish warehouse and the grain warehouse and a produce warehouse, all in the same neighborhood, had strange comings and goings of people and at all hours of the night when the businesses were supposed to have been locked up and shut down. People were coming and going, and so the party decided to investigate and took up a residence in a night for the night at a hotel across the street, a hotel by the name of the White Horse Inn. And so they stayed at the White Horse Inn, and sure enough, in the wee morning hours, like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, they saw bodies going into one of the warehouses across the street, the fish warehouse. 3 bodies went in separately, but then an hour or so later came out together. Now, whether they were the same bodies, they don't know because they were covered in dark clothing, not the robes that they were expecting to see of cult members, but at least dark clothing and whatnot. And so the party went to investigate, and in the fish warehouse, they discovered a trap door leading down to the sewers. And so they went down below and they started following this dirt tunnel that was sort of partially with the sewers as well as a partially dug out tunnel. And they caught a couple of branches, followed the branches, and found that they too went to other spiral staircases that led back up, which they assumed went back up into other warehouses in the area. But rather than go up and investigate those, they went back down and continued to follow this dirt tunnel until it came to an end in what was obviously a door. And when they opened it, sure enough, it opened into the sewers proper. And so when they got to the other side, they were standing in the wide cistern of the Undercity. And when they closed it, on this side, the door itself was almost not noticeable. If they didn't know it was there, they would never know it was there. But because they knew where the door was, they could sort of roughly see the outline. But they found themselves in the sewers. And so they decided to take a little trek to see where those sewers led. And that is where we will begin tonight's episode, because as the party was moving their way through the sewers, they came around a bend. They heard this loud hissing noise. Sorry, Iger. I did not see that in the chat. How's it coming?
You sound good to Ronnie.
Lando, is this, I mean, I'm just wondering, is anybody else on the stream out there? Is it sounding okay? Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
that
yeah. Sound all
Sounds
right
good
to
to
me.
me.
all right, good. I just want to make sure. So it's all Iger's fault.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it is all the priests of Jaskar's fault. So we don't have to worry about anything then. So yeah, I apologize. I didn't see you asking. I guess I should have seen. But anyway, that is where we are going to pick up tonight's episode, because as the party came around the corner, they heard this loud hiss, almost like a hissing roar, and coming up out of the sewage just ahead of them, they saw this massive crocodile. And that is where we are joining tonight's game as we go right into the combat. Let us go with actions first. Let me clear this off of so people can see. All right, let's talk about actions first. Deglin, actions? Did Deglin drop in? Is he coming back? Yeah, it looks like Deglin dropped. All right, we'll wait for him to come back. In the meantime, let me go. Ronnie Noblight, actions.
I got one question first, DM.
Yes, sir.
Does this thing look real or does it look like a mutant kind of thing?
It looks real, just like the one of those legendary massive gators in the sewer. But
All right, DM.
it
I'm not gonna
looks
goof off. I'm taking out my blaster and I'm going to start blasting.
all right. I like it. You
And I don't see Burley.
Burley didn't come down. He couldn't get down the stairs with you guys.
That's right. Thank you. I forgot.
Yep, he is up guarding the warehouse. Varys, actions.
I turn invisible,
I like it.
and when I slam it, when it turns mine to chew on everybody.
Roger that. Zadkiel is going to draw his blade, and he is going to bash it with his +2 blade. Baron, actions.
I'm back. Okay, let's see.
Oh, I forgot. You're not with them.
I beg your
Thank
pardon.
you for reminding me. I forgot. You are up there. You are still back at the church, but I have you here so you can join the game, and you at least know what's going on.
I'm following it.
Sorry, man. I apologize.
That's okay. If I was here, I'd be getting a magic missile ready.
Roger that. All right. You're scrying on them, but unfortunately you can't. Did Deglin come back? There he is. Deglin, actions. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Actions for you,
Yeah.
sir.
Hold on. Let me get back to where I just got back up. So
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yep. I will
what's
wait.
going
So essentially, we're picking up from where we left off last week. As you guys were in the sewer, you came around a corner and heard this sort of a hissing roar, and this massive crocodile appeared up out of the sewage just ahead of you.
Yeah.
And that is where we're at. And now we're just essentially declaring actions right now.
I will be probably whatever the paladin is. Or he's not here. Shit.
Yeah, now he's with you guys, but he's doing a blade. He's grabbing his blade, and he's going to meet the thing in single combat.
Yeah, it won't be single. I'll go with it.
All right, so you're going to take your mace or another weapon,
Yeah.
or okay.
Definitely the main.
Roger that. All right, as you guys all declare your actions, let us now begin tonight's episode the right way. If I can ever get my map back up here. Where are we? Somewhere in here. There it is. Begin combat. Let's see who gets to go first. Ooh. As the giant crocodile gets to go first. As the croc moves up. And let's see. I'm going to make sure. I believe it gets 2 attacks. I just want to see, make sure if it's 2 attacks or only 1.
Quick question. How big is this crocodile?
It's
length?
big. Probably, I don't know, 15 feet long.
Okay.
So it is
So it's
long.
not like gigantic.
No, it's not like super gigantic, but it fills the entire area up. So in the center of the, as you guys can see in the center here, this is all sewage. So it's probably about 5 feet wide, and it dipped. And you guys are walking along a ledge, so there's sort of this trough of sewage running down, and you guys are walking down the edges that the sewer cleaners would normally walk down, right? Or the maintenance guys, or whatever. They have these. That's like a little bit, maybe 4 foot wide of block stone along either side of it that you can walk. This thing is like right in the middle of it, and it just came up out of the sewage, and it is now attacking you guys. So, but yeah, it's not like 30 feet long or anything like that, but it calls it giant, but I'm gonna say it's like, maybe 15, not quite 20 feet long, but it is
About the
rather
size
long.
of a Nile crocodile.
Yeah, maybe even bigger than that. But anyway, I'm just looking to see if it doesn't show that it has multi-attack, so I'm just going to go with the 1 attack. All right, so it's coming up, and I'm just going to give it a choice of the first 2 in line. So 1 to 3 is Varys, and 4 to 6 is Zadkiel. It is Zadkiel as the creature targets with his bite. Oh, as he rolls a natural 1.
He
Wah,
broke
wah,
a
wah.
tooth.
He broke a tooth on Zadkiel's armor. Okay. As we go down through, let me remove Baron so I don't forget him. Deglin, you're up.
All right. I am going to make a swipe at him. Right on the snout if I can.
Okie doke. Oh,
it hit.
as it hits.
Roll the.
Nice, as you did 17 hit points of damage. All right. Thank you, sir. Anything else after that?
No.
Ronnie Noblight. Oh!
With a blaster pistol.
As he hits with the blaster, you'll have to do. I'm not sure if it has damage associated with it. Let me double check. I thought it did.
Yeah, it's got a tab for it. I'm going to hit it, see if it works.
Okay. Nice. 19 damage. Let me make sure it came off. Yep, sure did. Nice. You guys watch as Ronnie Noblight takes out this strange, mysterious device that you guys found while you were fighting the aliens in the spaceship not too long ago, and he points it at the croc. Dead aim. Bam! Blasted, and you watch as a huge, almost like an invisible boulder slams into the crocodile, and you watch as its right arm at the shoulder just sort of collapses, and it lets out a hissing sound of pain, but it does not go down.
Oh,
Ronnie yells out, "You're wearing my boots!"
Varys, you are now invisible. Zadkiel targets the creature with his +2 blade.
That would technically be hide armor if we were to skin it. So
Maybe.
you could wear that druid, right? Druid could wear that.
I'm sure.
Yes.
It has to be like natural armor, right? It can't be metal or something like that. But okay.
Yeah, like he's
All right.
wearing leather now.
Yep. As Zadkiel hits. For 15 hit points of damage, and he swings again for his second attack. As the second attack hits. For another 14 hit points of damage.
What's the AC on this thing?
2.
That's pretty good. You
Yeah.
can make hide armor out of that.
Yep. All right, as we go back to the top of the order, Deglin actions.
Same thing.
Ronnie, same thing.
No, this time I'm going to use my sling, DM.
Okay. Varys, I'm assuming your blade backstab.
Yes.
Okay. Zadkiel with his blade. Baron is continuing to rest. As we go to the top of the next. As the crocodile gets to go again. This time, once again, it is targeting Zadkiel with his bite.
Why does it want the paladin?
And of course he misses. And of course he misses. Varys, you are up.
Kill that sewer pumpy.
Oh, nice. Sammy.
Stabby, stab.
Alright, let's see if I can get this one.
Well, if it's like alligators, there's a 2-inch spot right behind its.
And so I'm getting the full +4.
Yes, correct. Nice. As you hit.
And this is large, right?
That is correct, sir.
That is a T12. And
That is correct, sir.
4012 +2. That one, plus the 40. Well, no, that's for a crit.
27 hit points of damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch is correct. As you guys watch, as Varys suddenly appears behind this thing, stabbing down into it.
Die.
As you guys find yourselves once again in the sewers below with the remains of a sizable creature.
Well, you wanted some boots, right? I can use a new belt. Or some.
Well, I definitely think we should, at a minimum, gut this thing just to see if it has anything else on the inside.
I mean, yeah. We can
Probably a
certainly
good
do that.
idea, and it'd be easier to carry out.
All right. Let me see. Never even. Where is the... Doesn't have one in here for me. I was hoping that they had some... There we are. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry about this. I was just looking for some... No, this is only character. I was looking for random treasure ones. So for the random treasure journal or the random treasure...
That was DMG. Place in the back.
There we go. There we go. Do. Does it have treasure? All right. Treasure table, chapter 4. I was hoping that it had just sort of a... Go ahead and somebody roll me a d20, please. Oh, nice. Nice.
There's got it tonight.
I know, right?
They come from my face plant, too.
Yeah, the gods are repaying your pain.
Cause I like miss all my monster attacks pretty much.
Oh,
I have to. Sorry, it doesn't have it like where it goes right to it. I have to scroll through here to get to the next one to roll. So there. Do we want that one? All right. Go ahead and somebody else roll another d20.
I'll roll it.
Oh, shiver me timbers.
Now, if Ronnie, if you would please give me a D100.
Found an artifact in the belly of the heap.
Right? 52. All right. So, inside, as you guys are carving this up, first of all, you guys find a diamond worth 2,000 gold. In addition to, you find a longsword that it appears as if, like, no matter, it's in perfect condition. You guys pull it out, and you sort of wipe it, and it just immediately cleans off. It has no rust, no nicks, no nothing, but you can see arcane carvings all up and down the blade.
Ooh.
I like it, DM.
So,
And
that's just it. That's all you guys find.
What
Yeah.
kind of blade was it?
It's a longsword.
I added it to the treasure sheet. We
Okay.
haven't had any treasure in a while.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
Do we want to come back and skin it out, or do we want to take it up to the surface, or just leave it here and forget about
Well,
it?
it'd probably take a while to skin it. I say we just leave it here, and if we have a time, we come back.
All right. Let's mark like the side of the walls. So we know where.
I will cut off one claw, though.
That's a
One
good idea.
finger of a claw.
Okay. I'm going to look and see if I can see what specifically this one does.
It's a holy avenger. It's a holy avenger. It's a holy avenger.
No, that's only if the paladin's here.
He's here. He's just not here.
It's my sword of sharpness that I need.
No. All right, so I'm gonna eventually gonna get it identified, but I'm gonna post this in.
If you need swords, I have a lot of references for magic swords.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, a
So,
lot.
so this is what's known as a keen blade. So this blade is a +1 with regards to hit and damage bonuses, but it's a +3 weapon for purposes of determining who or what it can hit. So in other words, even though it only is a +1 hit to hit and damage, if a creature can only be hit by +3 or greater weapons, this would be able to hit it because for that purpose it's considered a +3 weapon. Even though you only roll a +1, it still allows you to hit creatures of +3 or lower.
Oh, okay.
When wielded in combat and a high to hit roll is thrown, this powerful blade will sever a random extremity or appendage, including the neck or head.
Oh!
When used in combat, the GM should assign the value to each extremity and the dice result randomly. A lizard man, for example, would have 6 extremities, and a successful hit to sever could be resolved by a value of 1 is the neck, 2 the left arm, 3 whatever, right? So whenever you're in combat against a creature, I would have to assign a value of 1 for the neck, 2 for the left arm, 3 for the right arm, etc., so that when you do roll, if you happen to sever, you roll the 6-sided dice or 8-sided dice or however many extremities there are to determine which extremity is removed.
Wow.
When using the keen blade in combat, the chance of severing some appendages are as follows. If the opponent is man-sized or smaller, 18 to 20, natural unadjusted, anywhere from 18 to 20 would be able to sever. If it's a large creature, it's a 19 or 20, or if it's a solid metal or solid stone creature, you have to roll a nat 20. The wielder of the sword, now this is the exception to the glowing magic blades, right? So for those that don't know, of course, magic swords always give off a glow around them when you're wielding them. The wielder of the sword can decide whether the blade will shed no light at all, dim light, or light of up to 15 foot, or a bright light as a spell with a 30-foot radius. So this is sort of one of those special blades that you as the wielder can decide whether or not you want it to give off full light in a 30-foot radius or no light at all the way down. So it's up to you to decide. So anyway, that keen blade is what you guys have, and I'll post all this in the game chat.
Cool.
Actually, let me put it in the journal so everybody can see. I'll create a journal entry, Free City. Let me create a new entry.
I put a bunch of notes about it in the treasure
Okay.
journal. But yeah, a full journal would be good.
Yep.
The paladin might want it.
Don't you also use a longsword?
Oh yeah,
So could replace yours.
yeah, sure. I can hit mine down. Mine is a silver and pristine longsword, which isn't a bad weapon.
Okay.
Or we could sell it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you can fight. You can get dual wielding ambidexterity, so you can actually 2 longswords at a one.
We need to find a ranger again or something and hand
Yeah.
mine to him and take this one. Whatever.
I'll actually give the ranger the wooden sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the effective weapon, the paladin is using it well
Yeah.
when he's here.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to, as observer, show players. There you go. As you guys can see, as I posted it in the VTT, so you can actually see.
Yeah.
And so that is that is a journal entry now, so you guys have access to kind of see that, to kind of know what it is.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
As you
Let's-
guys are continuing in the sewers, I assume, right?
Yep.
All right.
We came down here for a reason. Do you guys remember what the reason was? We were looking for the cultist.
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking for the cultists.
I think
Or
we
at
just killed their pet, though.
least
might-
one of their base.
As you guys are in the sewer, as you continue along, you travel for perhaps 200 feet or so when you hit a intersection. Your tunnel, and by the way, I don't have full
Graphs.
full graphs, yeah, for maps for the entire. Well, I have the sewer maps, but unfortunately, I can't display them because they have a lot of things shown on there that you guys can't see or whatever. Different routes and stuff like that throughout the whole city, and I just don't want to show that off to you guys in case I have to use them later. But bottom line is, you guys move perhaps 150, 200 feet at most. When you hit a intersection, the main branch that you guys are on, and by the way, as you're going through as you go through the sewer itself, there are tributaries that sort of deposit sewage into here, right? But they're only small, like 6-inch pipes, foot round pipes, whatever, not large enough for you guys to traverse through. But you do. Like I said, you are able to see that there are other tributaries sort of feeding into this as you guys are walking down the main line. And the main line itself, as I said, has an intersection. There's a branch. You guys are heading what you I think is back toward the wall, toward the inner city wall between between Old City and New City. You're heading back toward that wall. But before you get there, there's a large main line that heads off to the right, which you think is east, or at least some semblance of easterly direction. So you can continue on, or you can head off toward the east. So essentially, you're going north. It's kind of a northerly direction.
Well, here's a question. As we're going down these tunnels, are we seeing any marks or
No, I mean you see
no writing, no.
No, not really any writing or anything. You see semblances or remnants of footprints and stuff like that. But like nothing unusual, right? Logic dictates that there's probably maintenance guys that come in and out of here and whatnot. So there's probably footsteps from them, maybe. But as far as anything like marking wise or out of the ordinary or anything like that? No, you have yet to find that.
Alright. Well, I don't think going in the main tunnels is going to do us any good. These guys are obviously been able to hide themselves for this long. It's going to be something, hard to find. It's not going to be off a main thoroughfare.
Well, to that point, you guys came out of a secret door into the main line.
Yeah, but if they've got workers that come down here and do maintenance and all that stuff, they might accidentally stumble upon the secret, place.
That's true.
Well, I mean, it's either in plain sight that no one goes down anymore, or it's behind another secret door.
That's
or
what
a
we need.
wall or something.
We need to be checking for that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Look around. I'm an elf.
You got the best chance of all of us to find it.
Well, you have stone working, right? Is your dwarf? So,
No, I'm not a dwarf. I'm human.
oh god damn it! I keep thinking you're a dwarf.
He's only 6'1", but yeah, he's a 6'1" dwarf. That's what we call it.
Well, you were talking with those dwarves that one way.
He was raised by dwarves, so there we go. That's close enough.
Alright.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Me
if that's
and, Elf and Ronnie should look around.
all right. So go ahead then and give me 3 search checks since you guys have been walking down this tunnel for a while now.
Just Varys, or
Well, whomever wants to search, whatever.
well, I mean,
Okay.
he would have the best chance.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so.
2 ones.
Yep. So as you are working your way down, right after you slay the crocodile, and you guys do your thing and find your treasure, you're moving down the tunnel, and like I said, you've gone not quite 100 feet when Varys, your sharp eyes notice that some of the stones that make up the wall of this sewer pipe don't look like they are correct.
Oh.
And on the left-hand wall, you find what is apparently some form of a secret door.
Exactly what we were looking for.
Time to look for traps.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Did I change the map or did you, DM?
I did.
All right, I was thinking I must have hit a button.
No, I changed the map. I wasn't going to really show, but since you found the secret door here, I can show now.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
He finds no traps.
Alright.
That doesn't mean there's not an alarm. So somebody opens the door and it rings a bell. Or
Yeah, we don't have a wizard look for that. Probably can't hear any noise, but I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay.
that's pretty good roll.
Yep, you hear no noises. You hear your heart thumping in your chest as you lean your ear against the wall, but
Well,
you hear nothing.
Tell everybody to be prepared and
Ungutted.
try to open it or figure out how it opens.
All right, you easily find where one of the stones is different than the rest, and you push it in, and you hear a clicking sound and a slight grating as the door relaxes on its hinges, giving you enough to finger grip and pull the portal to the side, revealing a hard-packed earth, dirt, some stone. It looks like it's a passage under construction because you can see along the ways like a mine shaft, timbers sort of supporting along the way. But you see that it's hard packed earth, but in various places you see they've begun to lay hard stone of a onyx color, like a blackish color, basalt, if you will.
Okay.
And it leads ahead into darkness.
Yeah, I see into that darkness.
Yeah, your eyes can see as far as it can go, but it goes around a bend
Alright.
out of sight, probably 30 feet down or so.
So if we're using the, might want to dim the lantern so we're not.
Or you go up ahead. Yeah, you go up ahead and scout.
Yeah,
Do it
yeah, I can
invisible.
do that.
Okay.
I go invisible then.
All right. As you guys watch as Varys winks from existence, go ahead. And even though you're invisible, I would still like a move silent, hide in shadow, whichever you wish to do, or both. But a minimum move silent. Okay. You guys watch as Varys fades into nothingness and then disappears. Varys, you continue down the tunnel for a pretty, not like a super long time, but it goes for about 40 feet or so, and it begins to curve to the right. Suddenly, as you come around the bend, suddenly you can see that the tunnel itself has more stone. Like, it looks like it's getting more and more stone along the way, so looks like it's almost completed on the other down the tunnel, and so they're probably working from that way toward where you are now. So it's, like I said, where you guys were, there's a little bit of stonework, but it's mostly dirt. But as you come around the bend, you can see that it becomes more and more stonework, as if it's been built up better here. The timbers that support the ceiling there's longer gaps between them as the tunnel itself has been complete. But what really catches your eye as you come around the corner is there appears to be like this, I don't want to say a pit, but it's a pit of completely full of bones. You see it completely goes from wall to wall, and it's about 40 feet long. And in it, you can see bones of all kinds of hands and arms and legs and skulls. None of them appear to be completed, but it's like somebody just took an entire graveyard of bones, broke them all apart, and just filled up this pit. How deep it is, you have no idea because it's completely full, but it is, like I said, about 40 feet long, and it's wall to wall.
So it's literally around the corner, huh?
Right as you come around the corner, probably 10 feet in front of you. So it's out of sight from those behind you. But as you come around the bend and you can see the main tunnel stretch off in the darkness, and it's beyond your sight of infravision, of infravision.
So it's in the tunnel, or is it next to the tunnel?
No, it's in the tunnel, right? In other words, if you want to continue on, you're going to have to find some way to jump 40 feet across this pit or walk through the pit over the top of the bones.
Oh, yeah, that's a giant trap right there.
Oh, what makes you say that? Why would you say that of me, Varys? I am so shocked and appalled that you would think of me as such.
I'm not a level T for nothing.
But yes.
I'm gonna head back and have a talk.
Okay. All right. Several moments pass. You guys aren't sure what's going on as you anxiously await the return of Varys when suddenly he winks into existence back where you guys are standing at the entrance to the tunnel, or the entrance into the tunnel, and I guess he's back at the entrance to the sewers.
I hear him taking a Willie.
Thanks.
Wet Willie. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, well, the tunnel is dark. It becomes more sunlight, and there is a very gruesome sight around the corner. there is literally a giant pit of bones. All kinds of bones.
Pit bone.
Yeah, I suspect there's probably something either living or hiding in the bones. Probably is a guardian or an alarm or something. Because we're gonna either have to walk on them or wade through them or find a way around or over them if we wanna.
Could you tell how deep they were?
No, I didn't want to risk that. Outright. I mean, I can go back and poke in it, but that might.
It'll set off. Yeah, set off. Have we seen any boards or anything we could maybe lay across, or how far a distance?
It's more than 40 feet, so
Oh,
you ain't laying a board across unless you got a magic one that
no. Well, we got a boat.
Yeah. I don't know how well that'll work on bones.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be able to just use it as a bridge. It's go up to 24 feet long.
Yeah, there's at least 20 feet, maybe more. It goes off into the darkness.
Well, we have
Varys, you saw that it was the pit itself was about 40 feet across.
Oh, okay.
We have
20 feet, and then so the hallway continues beyond it. No.
Yeah, so the hallway itself is 10 feet wide, so it's wall to wall from the pit, and it was 10 foot wide by 40 feet long.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we do have some potions that could get us. A potion of flying, a potion of levitation, 2 potions of climbing.
Well, I'm sure there's other tunnels down here. We could continue looking and go a different route.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
that. Yeah, we can certainly try that.
Is there? Do we see an exit anywhere near us?
Well, not the way we came.
Yeah, but I mean, like if we go up right where we're at and try to find another sewer in that general vicinity.
I mean, there's still a sewer we can go down, right? So, or we have to circle back around.
Yeah, I don't know that one. It's gamble either way. Can we guesstimate about
How long?
which way? Yeah, about which way that tunnel's going to go after the pit. Like is it traveling straight east or straight west?
Oh, the tunnel itself, you mean?
Yeah.
No, it went off and it was a straight line as far as Varys could see. So whatever Varys's infravision did, 60 feet. Is that what you're? Yeah. So you could see 60 feet past the or 20 feet past the pit. So where you're at the pit, you could see 40 foot of the pit and another 20 feet past that, and the tunnel continue to go straight after that.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if we know it's pretty much going straight, I guess that's direction west then. If we can go up and then travel west on the surface road, down again.
You wanna use your gem of seeing maybe, and see if there might be like an invisible bridge or something that we don't know about.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah, we can
or you
try
can
that.
look and see if something hiding in the pit.
I don't know if it'll tell me that, but it will let me see anything that's out of this dimension.
I mean, can't hurt to take a look at least.
Yeah, let's walk up there and we'll take a look.
Okay. You guys enter into the tunnel, moving along the well-packed earth. And as I described previously, as you come around the bend, maybe 10 or 15 feet around the bend, it sort of straightens out, and you could see the pit that Varys was describing to you, this pit of bones. Again, it's not skeletons and whatnot. It's just bone remains. Most of look to be humanoid, not animal in any sense, but all individual bones themselves, hands, feet, teeth, arms, legs, ribs, etc., just sort of piled in to fill up. And like I said, you can see it's completely wall to wall, 10 feet wide and about 40 feet long. How deep you're unsure of. And what were you trying to do then?
I'm going to use the gem of seeing just to see if there's like an invisible bridge.
Okay.
Or if what I can see down in the pit, if there's something skulking.
Yeah, the whatever is there is bones. You don't see any hidden devices, triggers, traps, or anything like that. You don't see any invisible or hidden things like a bridge of any kind. So, looks like it is what it is. It's a pit full of bones. You still can't see how deep, though.
We could hammer spikes into the wall and just walk that way. Climb. It's gonna really. It's gonna tell everybody.
Yeah.
We're here.
Hey, Ronnie, can you build like a giant spider bridge? Like a web bridge and we walk around?
Are you saying, can I build a spider bridge?
Like a web bridge, like turn on a giant
Yeah.
spider and build a...
Come on,
Not that
Spider-Man.
I'm aware of, no.
Come on, Spider-Man. You can do it. Shit.
I know,
Okay.
I was just guessing. Throwing things out there. We don't have a wizard with wizard's not here.
Looking at.
What's in our pile of magic items?
That's what I'm looking at. I got potions that'll get us across.
We want
climbing.
to, if this is where they are, do we want to go after them without the Baron with us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't.
Probably a bad idea.
No, we would want the other paladin, paladin friend and some of the church with us too. we did. So, well, we know where this is. Make a map and mark it. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Let's
Just
go
go back
back
out.
out, seal it up, and continue on and look around a little more, and then we
Go
can
ahead and
go-
give me, as you guys are moving out, go ahead and give me another move silently check, please, Varys. I want to say at disadvantage, but I can't do that because this isn't 5e.
Just roll really good.
I was just thinking because you had the rest of the party with you, so your score, your to beat score is only 25 now, not 100. So, all right.
The hell
All
with
right.
you.
Yeah. All right, you guys find yourselves back in the tunnel as you carefully close and reseal the hidden door. Right here is where you guys came out of the other one. So this long tunnel on the other side is where you guys came in. You actually came in up here. This is where you came in from the fish warehouse.
Right.
And here's the other two where you guys stopped and found the other ladders going up in these other two spots. Where they go, you don't know, but you just know that's where you came in.
Well, from where we're standing, we can see that the tunnel still goes northeast.
Yeah. So you could see, and this is where, right here is where you found the main tunnel. There's a branch heading to the east and a branch heading, or your branch continues.
Well, which way you guys want to go? We want to keep going north, or do we want to split and go east?
So we found this one.
Right.
We came in here.
Yep, you came in here. You came down that purple tunnel all the way to right here. This is where you guys found the branches going back, and you checked the two of them, and at the end of these two purple branches, you found ladders going up.
Okay.
So you elected to come back to here and continue along, and this is where you came out. So on the tunnel, on the blue side, it's a secret door where that purple dot is.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's where you came out, and then you came this direction. You fought the gator right about here,
All right. Well,
and then you found this. You found the door right there, and then this is where the branch here is, the main branch you guys found.
All right. Well, I mean,
Is there a entrance to go up point?
Not that you can see from where you're at. You know that in the city you have seen sewer covers, so you know that throughout the city there are entrances from the city to come down. But from where you're at right now, you're technically right here at this that secret door as you closed it. You guys don't see anything nearby.
well, let's go up this way and have a look. See if there's anything more.
Just
If nothing
continue.
else, we can find a way up and go back because it's probably like 4 a.m. now and
Yeah,
probably, get cleaned up and some sleep.
and don't forget that Burly Bear is still back at the warehouse.
Oh yeah, we can probably just go back and get him.
All right. So do you want to turn around now, or do we want to finish off the section?
I mean, we can come back now that we know some of this more.
Okie dokie.
You know, or we need to find a way to tell him to go home. Go back to the inn or whatever.
Right.
All right.
Need to leave a sending trail with him.
Right. So, knowing where you guys are and how to maneuver, it only takes you about 20 minutes before you make it back. And as you begin to as you guys manage to come back up, you see light beginning to peer in through the windows. So it's a little later than you thought it was.
Oh my.
It's this place is probably getting ready to be open soon, because you're right, it is somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock probably, and you know that the shops are going to be open soon.
Well, let's grab Hurley and push out.
All right. You guys.
We didn't see a back door when we were back here, right?
No, not so. Where you guys are, you're actually upstairs, so you'd have to go down these stairs or whatever. So it's like an upper office. But there, you do see other exits. Like there's an exit here. There's a couple exits at the top up here, but this one here is where you guys sort of pick the lock, and outside is where Burly Bear is waiting for you guys.
Yeah, let's just head back out that way real quick.
As long as we don't see anybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, I can get up here and listen and look.
As Burly Bear comes in.
I pet him and say, shh, shh.
All right.
Time to push out into the night.
All right. As you guys are just closing up and walking down the street, you can hear behind you some people talking as they walk up, and you hear the rattling of the locks as probably the foreman and maybe the owner of the fish warehouse come to unlock the shop for the day, and you guys find yourselves back on the main street of the city as it's slowly but surely beginning to come to life. Yeah, I had at 6 o'clock. They were going to show up and arrive, so it's now like 5:56.
Yeah.
So,
Head on back over and have some breakfast and go back to bed. Whatever.
you guys go back to the White Horse and you get there as they're opening for their morning breakfasts and whatnot, much earlier than you have found on the other side of town, where they're a little later in the day. They serve breakfast to the patrons early, but later in the day they tend to open for general consumption. The White Horse, you find, is open immediately for patrons, anybody else that wants to come in and partake of their meals and whatnot. But yeah, you guys managed to have your breakfast. What do we want to do afterwards, as your nightly stay has come to an end, and the gates, the Black Gate as it's known as, between the old and new city, has opened up with sunrise? What do we wish to do?
That's what I'm kind of, is there like a city planner's office that we might be able to go to, that you find out if what sewer systems that they know of are mapped out?
Yeah, I would assume that somewhere in the where the city offices are, typically those are run out of the Citadel area.
Mm-hmm.
So they would probably have, that's where most of your governmental offices are and stuff. So yeah, if you wanted to go up to the Citadel to talk to somebody and about that, or they may have them in the Great Library. There might be documentations and stuff like that deal in the city itself and the various architectures and buildings that were being built.
So, just to clarify, we're technically working for the Church of St.
Yes.
So we can actually say in an official capacity that's why we're...
Yes, that is true. But if you recall, you were asked to kind of keep everything on the hush hush because they don't know who's involved with what.
Sure.
And they don't want to, they don't want to spook the cult, and two, they don't want to cause panic. So while your investigation can obviously continue and you do what you need to do, you need to be very discreet about why and what you're doing and stuff. So, probing around the city planners, asking about the sewers and stuff, people are going to want to know, why do you want to know about the sewers?
Yeah. So maybe not send us, maybe send somebody, another representative from the church, says
right.
that they want to do expansion or something and they're looking for sewer act. Or, just like on the download. Okay.
Right.
Let's go back to the church and ask them to send a priest, some novice. Alcohol.
Do we want to tell the high priestess what we found?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. If they have any ideas.
Okay. As you guys work your way across town, heading all the way back to the Temple of St. Cuthbert. Takes you about an hour or so.
Yeah, we're having carriage, right?
Either way, still takes you guys a while to get there. Maneuvering through the town, maneuvering through as you go through the main area where the low market is, working your way past the foreign quarter and through the college as the city itself is beginning to awaken. Even the high market is already rolling with the daily goods and services that are being provided from the various shops and stuff like that. But you guys find yourself back at the temple around I'm going to say it's probably closer to 9 after you guys eat and all that good stuff. You guys find yourselves back in the company of your good friend, who is one day closer to being able to join you in all of the festivities, as Baron looks much better than he has in recent days, as his wounds are beginning to heal better. The prayers of the priests and their ministrations upon him are beginning to have much greater effect as his bones are feeling stronger. And Baron, to that point, you feel much better than you have recently.
How you guys? How are you doing? You found anything new?
We'll tell you all about it
When what?
we're gonna wait for the head priest to talk to her.
Oh, so as you guys are waiting, you find yourselves disappointed as you are told that the priestess has other duties that she needs to that she is involved in. However, she does send one of her priests of the temple to relay any information that you may have that you feel she needs to know. But she is not able to just sort of drop things at a dime and come find out. So
I don't know if I want to relay that to.
Well, how about we could say it in such a way that, say we found something, we need more information, and maybe her organization could send a representative to the city
It
planner's
smells like
office
you found a sewer.
and come up with a good excuse of why they need to pull the city sewer.
So you're saying that you need the high priestess to request plans of the sewer?
Not her herself, but somebody from the organization saying that, maybe in a not so forthright manner ask about getting a hold of the sewer system.
I mean, do you know if they're can we buy a map of the sewer?
Oh,
Having a million questions there.
not that I am aware of, although perhaps you might be able to go to the sewers guild, the sewer cleaning guild. I'm sure that they would have maps and information regarding the various sewers. But of course, if this is something that you need, I can relay the information, and I'm sure the priestess will be more than happy to dispatch somebody to
Obtain them.
yeah, to obtain whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the spy within the sewer network will want to know if we say something. Like I came, I'm thinking we go ask them there, and they're going to be running to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking having somebody else. Maybe we can just hire a boy or some guy that pretend to be a contractor.
Right.
Yeah,
Just an idea. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know any other way to figure all this out with except for going down there and physically walking the whole thing.
I mean,
Well, I mean, I don't know why you guys would need
we don't really need
maps of the whole
Yeah.
sewer. If I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you
we
know
don't.
where it's at and you know how to get to it.
Yeah, we just need to know. We want to talk to her. Do we want to maybe write a scroll, seal a scroll, and have the purging lady or person give it to her?
Or talk to Talisic. We could probably
Yeah, I can do that.
let him know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
discuss it with Talisic and see what his.
See if it's in his. He got his grandfather's book, right?
Yes, he
He
did.
didn't mention anything about it.
Well, I mean, it sort of did in the story. It talked about they found them in the sewers down below.
They didn't
So
say where.
Yeah, correct. They didn't say where, but they did
Oh.
set fire to it.
I was
And
wondering if it mentioned the pit of bones. That's why I'm.
No. When in the story you guys read, it did not, but it mentioned that they kind of set everything alight and burned everything. And if that's where the temple was previously, that's where the Great Burn is. So they might be related in that sense, but nothing in the book directly said that the Great Burn was a result of that.
Okay.
But
Well,
it implied it.
Yeah, hypothetically, let's say that the new cult got down there, found the burned out, and all the dead alkalites from the first cult. So they took all the bones and dumped them into the pit,
Right.
and just to clean up the area so that they can use.
Right.
I mean, that's possible. That might be all it is a pit of bones.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt that.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, yeah, too. But,
if I'm an evil cleric, let me think how I would do it.
well, yeah, and
Why do you guys
better
always
than
assume that I'm out to trap you? I don't understand. Man, I feel triggered.
I mean, just a pit of bones just laying out in the middle of the sewer for no apparent reason.
Hey, Jay, how you doing, man?
That tells me something's going on.
Lord Kasumba's in the house. We appreciate the visit, sir.
Yay!
Hey.
Appreciate you giving the shout out there. So then, as you guys are waiting, what do we want to do? Are you going to wait for, because Talisic is not there, at least not when you guys arrive. It's just Baron in his room, recuperating, tended to by a couple of alkalites.
I got a question, DM.
Yes, sir.
You said as we were coming to Greyhawk, I don't know how many, a number of sessions ago, that there was a druid location.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm thinking that perhaps while we're waiting on our magic user to heal up, we could go talk to the druid and see if wherever their grove or grotto or whatever they have, and see what they might know.
So, what you know of Greyhawk, excuse me, and I'm kind of zooming out the map here. Off to the east side of Greyhawk, if you look down toward the old city, there is a druidic circle. Not for sure if there's... Oops, it's not on... Sorry. Not for sure if it's actually tended by a druid, but there is an ancient set of stone circle ruins that are druidic in nature. And they say that when you're inside that particular circle, you cannot be scryed upon. A legend. It's a legend. Not for sure if it's like true or not, but legend says.
Well, I mean, I'll tell the guys that we could, at a minimum, we could just look at it,
Right?
see if there's anything going on there.
True.
Or we've been up all night. We haven't had any sleep.
Oh well, we should get some sleep too. Burley's probably tired.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Burley doesn't get tired. He's a monster, man.
Let's head back to our regular inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to pay up for night stay. Kept
Or take a bath.
take a bath, end up, take a nap.
Get some lunch.
Yep.
Yep.
And then wait for Talisic. Make sure he gets word that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Leave him a message that we're there, and
Thank you for
remind
visiting.
or whatever. Yeah. Get well, man.
All right. I'm gonna really quick. I just want to look here and see. I pulled up one of the Greyhawk city guides, and I'm gonna look and see. I know they talk a little bit about the druidic circle. Just want to look and see if it. Probably should have taken notes. All right. So, stupid. Seriously, doesn't find anything. No word like that. All right. I'm not going to waste my time. So you guys are heading back to the Whistling Fish,
Yes.
and we're going to try to get some sleep. Is that what we're saying?
Clean up and get some.
All right. Early morning it is. As you guys make your way, you get back to the Whistling Fish around lunchtime, or right before lunchtime. As you guys enter in, find yourselves back up in your rooms. Don't forget to do your payment for today. I don't forget how, I think you were doing day by day. I don't recall if you paid ahead of time. But
We told them we were going to stay, but we were going to pay.
you were what?
We told them we were going to continue this pay.
Right. It's like, I just couldn't remember if you guys were.
So that way they know if we, if we're gone for 24 hours, they know we're still back.
Right. All right. And so you guys just gonna spend like the whole night there, just like all the way through, and just get like a full, complete night's rest, or how do we want to handle? Because like I said, it's about 11 o'clock now, so if you just kind of took your whole rest.
Well, 8 hours put us at.
Well,
So-
yeah, 8 hours would put you at like 9 o'clock tonight, or 7 o'clock tonight.
Well, it depends on how soon Talos is.
Right, but you're waiting. You're expecting him here at the Whistling Fish. I thought you guys were gonna meet him at the temple. Maybe
Oh,
I just got maybe I just got confused on what you said and misheard something.
I thought we were going to hear tonight.
Okay, no, that's
be-
fine. That's fine. I just didn't. For some reason, I was thinking that you guys were gonna be meeting him up there, which is why I asked how long you were gonna stay here, which is fine. So, all right. So go ahead and, if you have not already, give yourself a long rest. Go ahead and reset your spells as necessary. If you're down any hit points, you get 1 hit point plus your constitution back. I don't think anybody's down.
No.
I think everybody was. Nobody got. Yeah, the crocodile missed like both of his attacks. So.
He didn't like that kill at all.
Yeah, well,
He
Zadkiel
attacked
had the
him both times.
well, Zadkiel had the shiny clothes. So
Ah.
all right.
Oh, it was the wooden stick. That's what it was. It wanted to fetch.
Fetch, exactly. So go ahead and, like I said, go ahead and reset any spells that you may have or need, Ronnie, Deglin. Baron, I think yours are already reset because
Yeah,
you've
I don't
been out
think I
for a
have any.
while. Yeah. Okay. All right. And when the night comes, you guys find yourselves back downstairs having dinner with your newfound companion, friend, whatever you want to call him, Lord Talisic Thraden. Friends, it is good to see you this evening. I received word that you wish to speak with me. What say you? What news have you, I should say?
I'll say we spent the night canvassing the solar system, and we found some evidence that there might be strange things going.
This is good. This is good. Please tell me more.
Keep an eye out for any
Eavesdroppers.
Eavesdroppers.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check, please.
Who? Me?
Varus. Varus is the one that's keeping out. He said he's keeping an eye out for eavesdroppers.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't notice anybody. You don't. I mean, it's
Well,
the place is
all the jewels I had.
the place is relatively crowded. The music is already going. The fires are roaring. It is a cool night outside. And as always, Gruenab and his staff are heavily burdened with trying to keep everybody happy and whatnot. So, but be that as it may, you're enjoying the fine company of your friend.
Try to keep our talking to a minimum volume so that it carries.
Okay.
And tell them what we found: the different entrances, the pit of bones, different locations of entry and exit. Oh, the big alligator, crocodile.
He kind of looks at you like, "What? Alligator? What are you talking about?"
He was down there.
Of this I have no doubt, for it is interesting how many people will come back with these small creatures as pets and decide that they don't want them anymore and just throw them away, and they wind up in the sewers growing to monstrous proportions. But you have done the city a great service, for who knows what number of children or even workers down in the sewer who may have been slain or eaten by that creature, should you not have done what it was you did.
Yeah,
So for that,
good thing
I
it
thank
wasn't turtles.
you. It wasn't what?
Turtles.
So then, tell me, what is this pit of bones you say?
Yeah, it was at least 40 feet across, about 10 feet wide. We don't know how deep it went. It was full, stock full of bone, humanoid bone.
Unless they emptied out the crypts and threw all the bones in there.
Yeah.
Was you sure it was not just some, like a few bones thrown on that covered up the dirt or whatever that made it appear as if it was a deep pit of bones, but merely was only, say, one layer of these bones?
When I looked through the gem, I should have seen if anything like that, right?
No, because it's natural. There was nothing hidden. There was nothing unusual.
Well,
It doesn't let you see through it. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it was
didn't actually walk on it or in it.
right. But still, it is fortunate that you didn't, for I have no doubt if an evil such as Ayu's has laid a pit of bones, it is surely more than just a pit of bones.
That's what I said.
So, what next then, friends?
Well, we were gonna request somebody get us a map of the sewer, but we don't want to be too obvious. We could go back down there again, but we need some way to cross that pit.
Perhaps walking?
I don't know if walking on those bones is such a good idea.
Mhm.
I think somehow climbing across or making a bridge of some sort. Maybe we can get a wizard to fly us across. I don't know. So
I do not know if I can have a way to provide you across. My recommendation would be to perhaps climb across or use arcane magics to work your way across.
that's arcane would be great, but our wizard's downrange.
Hmm.
You know anybody?
No. No, unfortunately. Although, when you decide to go back down, I should gladly wish to accompany you.
I would highly suggest bringing your armor.
Yes, of course. This must be done.
we run any more crocodiles that want to take a bite out of it. He apparently likes paladin for some reason.
He sort of looks at you quizzically.
He kept going after Zadkill twice.
Well, as it should be. Front line, taking up the charge, beating back the denizens so that his companions behind him. It would make sense that he is up front, taking the brunt of the force of that fell creature.
Or it could have been the wood.
Could have been the wood.
Could have been the wood. Yep.
Could have been the wood. All right. So you guys are just hanging out. How long do we want to stay, or are we going to retire for the evening and just go back in the morning to meet him at the temple as he gathers his gear, or are you guys going to do a nighttime assault? What do we want to do?
Well, tomorrow Baron will be ready, correct?
No, this will be, I believe, 3 days. So he still has 3 days to go.
We can't wait.
You could.
They're gonna abduct more people. More people are gonna go missing.
Maybe.
Well, why don't we could sit outside one of these houses, an entrance to the place, and see who goes in and follow them.
Well, that's just it. It wasn't houses. They were the warehouses.
The only one that we actually saw was the one that was in the fish house. We can't
Correct.
see inside.
Right. You
unless
guys,
we go in.
yeah, you went into the fish house, and that's where you found. When you were down below, you found 2 ladders that came up. You're not sure where they came up to, though. You never actually went in to look and see.
So we would definitely have to wait till after hours, sneak back into the fish, back down, and then find out where those others go. We could do that.
Right.
Get it clear a map if possible. Find out what, draw our own for.
Yep. Totally up to you what you guys want to do. I just need to know.
I mean, we've had a pretty good rest for the day, right?
Yeah, you've had a rest, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with resting for the rest of the night. And like I said, even if you wanted to wait a couple days until Baron was fully healed to join you.
Yeah, we need to have the wizard with us, and talk with the priestess and see if
Okay.
he's in there
Well,
or not.
Yeah. If
Or
that's
at
the
least
case,
have the paladin come with us.
We could check out that druid grove while we're waiting. Then that'd take up 1 day.
yeah,
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Yes,
you
you
could
could.
do the true thing. Varys could go check out the guild. I could go check out the temple to Jeskar that's here.
I actually don't recommend we split up because of the ambush. There
I know,
might
but
be,
we got 3 days, so we could
Well,
all
yeah.
go to the same places together.
well, yeah, whatever, yeah. I just don't recommend we split the party at all.
Especially with cultists after us. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so paranoid.
There's
Oh,
a
right.
reason.
This is a big place.
All right, so where do we want to go first? Are we going to go talk to the guild or go see this druid circle? Or
It's like 8 o'clock at night. You gonna go at night?
no, we're probably going to spend the night.
Let's get a regular night's sleep and get back on a normal schedule.
Okay.
And go from there.
Okay.
Let's do the druid thing in the morning.
Okay.
Get that out of the way.
All right. So the following morning, you guys arise to the sound of thundering clouds above, and torrential rain beating down upon the rooftops. You watch as you look outside your windows into the streets below. It's like a cascading waterfall coming off the eaves of the roof past your windows and down to the streets below. You see people hustling and bustling, trying to cover themselves as best they can as wagons laden with goods work their way, even in this weather, to the various markets and shops and stores, working their way back and forth from the docks into the city proper. But, as I said, it is a wet, gloomy day as you guys arise to head over to the Druid Circle. Downstairs and below, as always, breakfast is ready. And roughly 8 o'clock, Lord Talisic arrives, sort of stamping his feet as he moves through the door, shaking the rain off of him. He has a heavy leather cloak sort of thrown around him as he takes it off and shakes it, and joins you at your table. Friends, good day. This weather is glorious for bringing crops soon. Much needed, I should say. It's been a rather dry winter. But fortunately, or I should say a rather dry season, but fortunate for us as the rains begin to fall, they will help seep into and get the flowers blooming for spring. And as you look outside, it is still heavy rain. It's more of a sleety rain because it is chilly outside, but it's not like frozen like some past days that you guys have been. But it is still a cold, wet, rainy day. As you guys eat your breakfast, yes.
Is the cloak of protection waterproof?
I would have to say no.
Damn it.
No, it's a magical cloak that, it's resistant to damage and stuff like that, but it still is, in the long run, cloak.
All right. You would think, that somebody's making one of these. Let's make it weather resistant. That'd be a good idea. No, can't go that far.
Exactly.
So we're going to get wet. So make sure you have anything that's...
Yep. It's chilly outside. It's above freezing, but it's probably around 40 degrees. But again, as you go outside, it is rather wet and rainy. Early in the morning, the storms are rather heavy.
Don't you have something that can protect us from the rain? Keep us all dry and warm.
I do not.
Oh well.
Although you are able to get carriages if you wish to
get
the carriage.
At least to the gate.
Yep. As you guys spend one gold piece in order to take a carriage, as you guys find a ride as it takes you across the market into the artisan district, following down the main roads past the garden and the fountains that you guys were at the other day, taking you to one of the gates that leads you to the outside, which this one is known as Druid's Gate. It's a smaller gate, but again, it's still sturdy and the likes of all the other gates. Just outside the gate, as you guys are deposited, you find yourselves standing once again in the torrential rains. The clouds above don't appear to be breaking anytime soon. They're thick, black, and heavy with precipitation. And fortunately, as I said, it's warm enough that it's rain, but it's still cold because it's like 40 degrees out. as the rain comes down, and hopefully the temperatures won't drop too much because you'll be walking on sheets of ice. You can see the main road leading out of Druid's Gate leads to the western farmlands. The east farmland, or the farmlands east of the city. There is a large grove of trees immediately outside the gate, and it takes you guys a little while to get down the road and back up into the main area, but eventually you find the center grove, and as explained or as expected, you can see there's a large raised hilly area, and there's a series of standing stones, very much like Stonehenge, forming a complete circle around the entire grove. Inside the stone, you can see what appear to be a pair of druids wearing plain brown clothing, one male, one female, moving around, and looks like essentially almost like weeding a garden. And as they see you, they both sort of raise their heads up, their heavy cowled hoods sort of tilting their head back as the water sort of runs freely down their hoods and across their faces as they look up, smiling and sort of giving you a half wave, returning to their business.
All right, well, DM, I'm going to go up to him with the International Druid sign of welcome.
Where did it go? I just had it.
Hey, Druid, what are we looking at here?
Son of a gun.
A couple of druids.
Well, I mean, this whole circle of trees, what's the purpose?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right. So as you approach, you see one of the druids looks to be is male, human from all appearances, kind of thin, wiry, bony, if you will, middle-aged. You can see that his skin is very weathered, as if he has spent his entire life outside. Very worn, sun-baked, cracks at the sides of his eyes and his mouth. His eyes are bright blue. You can see that he has a severely receded hairline. Can't tell if he's completely bald because of the hood that he wears. But his clothes are all earth tones, as you might expect a druid. He has beads and whatnot, twisted twigs and branches and whatnot, forming a wreath sort of necklace around him, again laid with beads kind of running down it. As he steps up, and he has this sort of almost an earthy, thin, raspy voice. Is, "Welcome, my friends. I am Theron, the splendid Holly. How might we be of service to you this day?"
Well, I let him know that I'm Ronnie Noblight.
"My brother, you are most welcome. How is it that I may be of service to you?"
Well, we just wondered if you might be detecting anything out here, seeing any strange gods doing weird activities or any kinds of mutants or anything.
I must say I'm a rather confused by your question. As strange gods, such as what strange god? There is but one God, and that is our Lord Obad High. But while I understand there are other beings that are worshipped, I have seen no evidence of such.
On the ground, I write irons.
He looks down and he sort of
And
looks at you, and his face kind of clouds a little bit, and he walks over and he spits on it. He goes, "Do not defile these lands with that evil creature's words, whether you write it or speak it." Sort of has an agitated look upon his face as he looks back to Ronnie. "Is this who you travel with, those who would defile the earth that they walk upon?
I'm an elf from Celine. I didn't defile the earth I walk upon. You arrogant SOB.
Oh, oh.
I came here.
Fight!
I came here for your help against the evil
and
in
you,
the city. Not
and my
against,
help you.
not to
Sorry.
defile you or piss you off.
My help you shall have, but writing that cursed creature's
Well, I didn't
word
want to
upon
say it.
as he kind of looks, and the logic kind of sinks in, and he gets quiet for a moment.
Plus there's, ears that are not only yours and mine.
As you guys are talking, the other druid, is female, by the way, comes
Sorry,
up.
what?
She's sort of plain looking, similar attire as Theron. And again, he calls himself the Splendid Holly. So Theron the Splendid Holly. As this girl steps up, again, she's rather plain appearance. You could see that she's much younger than this man. Has her hair pulled back in braids that you can see come around outside of her hood and down the front. So she apparently has rather long hair. She too is wearing plain brown woolen type clothing. She has open-toed sandals. Again, the heavy leather cloak with the thick hood shielding her from the rain. And as she sort of steps up, you see something fluttering under her arm, and she raises her arm slightly, and then suddenly standing on the edge of her arm is a hawk, and it lets out a slight screech at each of you. It sort of looks and lets out the screech, and she sort of pets him along the top of her head. Goes, now then, these are our guests. Welcome, friends. I am Jolene, the Bounding Hare. You are welcome to stay as long as you wish, as long as you do not do anything to detract from the beauty of this place.
Well, I compliment her on her hawk and say, we've heard about a lot of falcons around here.
Well, there are many wild birds. Yes, this is true. Although most don't remain in or near the city, most tend to be farther away into the more wilderness areas. But I suppose the occasional stray bird of prey is going to find its way, especially with the rat population that we have in the city.
I say, oh, yeah. Well, we've run into quite a few rats in there. And I say, and a few falcons. And then I give her a wink.
She kind of looks at you strangely, like, why are you winking at me? As if she has zero clue what you're talking about. And she goes, yes, as I have said, there are many types of birds of prey. I'm sure there are some eagles as well. And she winks back.
And I let her know, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about an ancient legend, approximately 100 years ago of wickedness that descended on this city and was rooted out by hook and by crook, but has come back.
She sort of looks, she goes, is that what brings you to us? You feel that this sacred ground that we stand upon is a target of such treacherous evil?
I'm like, it certainly could be a target.
She goes, oh, well, we must then prepare for whatever way comes, cleansing rituals, etc., etc. Thank you for warning us of this. It is most welcome news.
Roger. Now Ronnie's going to reach into his bag. I have 3, and I'm going to let him know these are otherworldly seeds, and I'm going to give them one of my types of seeds.
Which seeds?
From the barrier peak when we didn't go. Well, I took seeds from
That's right.
the whatever you want. I guess the garden area.
Yeah. All right. I like
Oh,
it.
this kid's not. It's gonna go bad.
Thank you, sir. As she takes the seeds from you and says, "Thank you. This is a most generous gift." As she reaches in and she pulls out some mistletoe and hands you a small bit of mistletoe. May this mistletoe guide you in your endeavors. As she takes the seeds and she carefully puts them into her pouch, and she goes, At planting time we shall find a spot for these special seeds of yours and grow them to the fullest of our ability, brother."
Excellent. I'm like, well, I'm not going to belabor the point, but Greyhawk is the city is potentially under threat, and you guys being co-located with it are also under threat from an old enemy. So if you find out anything, we'll be in the city, and we are attempting to eradicate this virus, and that is one of the reasons my name is No Blight.
So where will we find you?
Whatever the heck, the Whispering Pony or whatever the heck that tavern
Come
is.
on, man.
No,
Whistling
whistling
fish.
fish.
Or
There you go.
or at the Temple of Saint.
As she nods and she goes, "You shall be the first one that I think of, Brother Ronnie, should anything fell be discovered in our midst."
I just let it. It's excellent, and then I do a little 360 Michael Jackson twist and say, "We will bid you guys adieu."
Hee hee.
Woo-hoo. All right.
He does the moonwalk back or down.
You guys find yourselves walking your way back to town. It's probably almost 11 o'clock when you arrive back at Druid Gate to once again sign the ledger that who you are and whatnot. Same that you did when you exited. As always, with every gate, they're the exact same. You find yourself back in the artisan's quarter. Just inside the gate is something that you guys saw on your way out. But you see on the right hand side, there's a large mill looking building with a big sign outside calling itself the Fruit of the Mill. Looks to be like a combination grocery store, mini factory, that it's producing fruits of some kind or another. Just one of the rather intriguing places that you guys have seen before. Let me see if you can see that in the windows it's got pastries of various types, and in one of the other windows on the other side of the door you can see it also has what looks to be wine and fruit juices and whatnot. So its name does not belie what it does. It is in fact a shop that deals with fruits and whatnot in various shapes, whether it's in pastries or wines, liquors, etc., etc. Anyway,
Mead?
doesn't look to be mead, although it looks to be some flavored ales for sale, but
Yeah.
nothing. So anyway, you find yourselves working your. Are we heading back to the?
Well, I mean, we could go elsewhere. Did Varys, did you want to go see the Thieves Guild? Would we be appropriate to go with you for something like that anyway?
I mean, they're not gonna let you come see them, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, I might want to go talk to them, but I don't know if I want to necessarily bother them.
Okay.
Yet, because, I mean, suppose I should take him this diamond that we found, but I didn't steal it, so I don't owe anything. Yeah, I mean, I might wanna. The problem is, I'd want to probably go at night, and then
Probably.
that'll risk me hitting jumped by golden if I'm not careful.
Well, we could go to the Temple of Jaskar. Haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet. It's
Yeah,
supposed
we
to be
can go
a
there.
small one, but it's here. Someplace, I don't know where.
So the Temple of Jaskar, when you were having it discussed, there was nothing in the city. It was in the the hills north of the city.
Oh, it was in the hills.
Yes, because that's where a lot of the mining community is and stuff.
Right.
So there was a small shrine up in that direction north of the city.
So that's a long way. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do that when we're done here. All right. So go see Baron. See how he's doing.
Yeah, or maybe walk around the low market area and listen around, see if there's any news or gossip.
Yeah. Oh, and we're supposed to pick up our cloaks and our pendants.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Has it been 3 days?
Yes, it has.
yeah,
Let's go get them.
yeah.
All right.
See what kind of mischief that happens.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't have. Oh, actually, you do. You've got your. I was going to say you've got Talisic with you, so hopefully there's no little old ladies in blue cloaks running around anywhere.
Right. Keep an eye on him.
As you guys work your way back, you find yourself back in the Artisans District, back in the I forget what's the number, 24? Yeah. So you guys find yourself back in the Breeches and Stitches.
Stitch.
Back at Breeches and Stitches. As you guys step through, as he goes, "My friends, you are back. I was beginning to wonder if you were going to come pick up your goods. We have them done for you just this last evening. Come take a look." As he leads you guys into the main sewing area. Lots of tables in there. Several individuals sitting down, sort of hand sewing. You see on various trousers and shirts and etc. But hanging on a rack, you see a half a dozen blue robes that look very, very similar to the ones that were worn by those that attacked you.
That's good. Good. And we already paid for these, right?
Yes, you did. Paid up front.
Try them on, make sure they fit the size, and
yeah. So it takes you guys a little while, but eventually they're all tried on. All of the robes seem to fit.
outstanding. 5. Well, we got to take one to.
What's that? Oh yeah. Yep. You guys have 5 sets.
And we got to go get our pendant.
Yes.
Thank
As you
the
go.
merchant and say they're outstanding quality, and we appreciate it, and we'll be doing business with them again.
Smiling as you guys depart, heading your way back toward the low market, you find yourself once again at the jeweler's shop where you guys ordered to have your to have the pendants made.
Right.
And as you step in, the individual the shopkeep sort of raises his eyes and goes, "Yes, may I help you? Oh, my friends, you are back. You have come for your pendants, yes?"
Yes.
And as he brings you in, you guys sort of step in and you see that he has 5 little silvered pendants on metal chains. As far as you could tell, they look like the ones that were being worn by the cult members who attacked you.
Well, we actually had some of the pendants.
Yeah, and the ones that he gives you, they look just like them. So looks to be good quality, money well spent if you need them.
Cool. All right. Down. Should we put them on now, guys, and just walk around the city and see who comes after us?
I look at you like you're
I double dog dare you.
We'll act like we're following Talisek, right?
Oh God. No. I turn invisible and leave.
All right.
I don't know these guys. I don't know.
I don't know these guys.
As you grab a hold of your pendants and your clothing, and you head back toward the Temple of St. Cuthbert. And when you arrive there, you find that Baron is up and about, walking around, feeling much better than he has in many days. And because I am a glorious and generous DM, I am going to waive the last 3 days of his required rest period, because the priests of St. Cuthbert did such a good job in healing him and bringing him back from death into the clutches of the living. Baron, you are now fully healed, and you are free to move about the cabin.
Wonderful.
And with that, we're going to take our break.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Did knock over.
I don't know. Somebody knocked something over. All right. So for those that are hanging with us, we appreciate it. If you know that usually, as best I can, in the middle of the middle of our session, we always have a break time. We are going to hang out and cruise to the smooth, silky sounds of our very own Monkey Boogers. If you don't know, this is Monkey Boogers SoundCloud. I encourage you to go check him out. Puts his own music together. Not sure if all of these songs are his, but he says they are, so I'm just going to go with it and say yes, they are. But we are going to be back in about 15 minutes. I am going to go refresh my drink, refresh my snack. I encourage you to do the same. Hopefully you guys aren't bored out of your minds as our party stumbles around in the dark trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But in the meantime, we will be back shortly. Appreciate you guys staying with us. We'll be right back. I shall return.
Suenan las campanas y empiezan los ahorros. Puede ser fin de año, pero en Sedanos el sabor siempre va primero. Con nuestro menú de catering para las fiestas, siempre encontrarás una gran variedad de opciones y sabores para cada ocasión especial durante esta temporada. Entre el Día de Acción de Gracias, a Nochebuena y Año Viejo. Nuestro menú tiene todos los clásicos y también platillos nuevos para deleitar a tu familia. Te deseamos felices fiestas. Ordena ya en Sedanos o por sedanos.com.
Employers are on the lookout for defined skills, and a University of Phoenix business degree is built on them, giving you the skills to stand out. Plus, you can customize your business degree in management, accounting, analytics, and more. And at University of Phoenix, your eligible transfer credits could cover up to 75% of your bachelor's, saving you time and money. Get started at phoenix.edu.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Agora Quest 21 Shots. I am Sean, your host. Hopefully, my players are back too. Haven't looked at Discord, but I'm assuming they either didn't leave or they're still here. If you hung
I'm
out with
still
us through,
well at night. Since I
if
am
you,
back.
yeah, if you hung out with us throughout the break, we appreciate it. If you've been with us all night, we appreciate that as well. If you are just joining us, our party has just reconvened at the Church of St. Cuthbert in the Free City of Greyhawk and found that their companion has made miraculous progress in his recovery from his heinous wounds after the party had gotten pummeled by the ne'er-do-well cult members. But be that as it may, Baron has responded to treatment very well, and the party found him up and about, ready and raring to go.
Studying his
And-
spell book.
Yeah, studying his spell book. And as you guys arrive later in the day, it's roughly 1:30-ish, give or take, in the afternoon on the 27th day of Sunzeb. It is the last day of Sunzeb. Woo-hoo! No, actually, there's one more. There's like 28 days in each month. So there's one more day of the month. And then we kick over to the new year, Common Year 587. What? Wow. Can you believe that it has been almost a whole year that this party has been adventuring together?
Time
Crazy.
flies when you're having fun.
Yes, sir. Time flies when you're having fun. But I just want to say welcome back, everybody. Players, welcome back. You are now at the Church of St. Cuthbert. It is early afternoon as you arrive, finding the clergy there tending to the last little bit of Baron's wounds. You find that Lord Talisic Thraden is also on the church premises. What do we wish to do?
I wish to be updated on all the things we were doing while I was resting.
Wait, you wish to be what?
Updated.
Oh, okay. I will wait for the party to update you.
We tell you everything that's happened.
What's that?
I give him a summary of what's been going on.
Oh, you guys just never want to roleplay nothing, do you? Okay.
I
Thank you.
roleplayed a bunch earlier.
Okay.
Just talk to those druids.
Oh,
I
yes, you
talked
did.
more than I should have the whole night.
Yes, that's true story. That's
You
true
didn't-
story. I
you
want to
didn't
say,
find the great burning of the Falcon's chamber. You found you said you found a pit. It was covered in bones.
Correct.
Do you think that was it?
We couldn't see far down into it. Dark. It's possible. We didn't find any way down into it. Like there was no ladders or handholds or anything like that.
Was there was there anything that was man-made on the outside of it? Did you consider remnants?
The brickwork was odd. It was somebody else had done it differently than what the rest of the sewers was.
that was the door.
Oh, it was just the door. It wasn't the
Yeah,
floor.
just the door. No, the floor is mostly hard-packed earth. Still had the remnants looks of a mine tunnel where it had support beams and stuff periodically. But right about where the pit was, you could see that the stonework on the other side of the pit looked like it was complete. Like somebody had inlaid stone and brick and mortared it all and made it all nice and pretty and smooth on the other side of the pit. They just had not made it all the way on this side of the pit yet.
Oh. Well, so that's where we're kind of hung up right now, is how to get across that pit without making a whole bunch of noise.
Let me look into that.
I know we got a few potions if we want to use them for We have a potion of flying, a potion of levitation, and 2 potions of climbing.
Well, Ronnie can always turn into a bird and go by himself or fly by himself, so you don't have to worry about transporting him.
4 potions and a bird. That's 5 of you. That the only one that would leave is if Talisic goes with you guys.
Good idea, bad idea?
I'm going through my spell book.
Oh, okay.
See if there's anything I can do to.
Well, we do have one of those incendiary grenades. We can just throw it down in there and be done with it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Talisic really doesn't have much. He's got a couple spells, but nothing to.
You don't have a way to make him friends, Steve, here?
I'm trying to think of something that I have. We don't know how deep it is. Otherwise,
You don't have any movable around, do we? That we can.
invisible what?
Immovable rod. No, we don't have one of those, I don't believe.
Yep. Well, we can, well, can't bring really down. Need some way to bring down some, really long pieces of wood. Make a bridge.
And reestablish them, yeah, when we get them back down there.
Well, might just have to.
I think the climbing and the flying sound. At least
Yeah,
that's what Zadkiel
yeah.
thinks. I mean, the climbing and flying, and somebody levitates, and the flying person pulls them along.
Yeah, you can do that too, yeah.
Like I said, you've got Ronnie can become a bird, so he can do that. And then you've got 4 potions to use whatever you want. That's 5 people. So that's all 5 party members. The only one that would be left out would be Talisic if he goes with you. So unless you have something for him specifically, he doesn't have anything himself that could. My friends, you do not need to worry about me. I will just walk across those rickety old bones. They're bones after all. What harm could they be?
I mean, I can climb on the wall too.
That's true. You could do climb walls and
Yeah.
Alas, I have nothing that could directly affect the crossing the pit.
Nope. But I mean, like we said, we have a ways. It would just be a matter of Varys would have to do it on his own as opposed to using a magical potion to do so.
Yeah.
I just need to know what I want to do so we don't just sit here and stare at the computer all day long.
Let's do that. And do that one day.
Nothing can go wrong, that's for sure.
Cardman did bring up a good point. There's a weight capacity on that flying potion. So if we had 2 smaller people, maybe that flying potion would be able to do 2.
Well, it's not like we're going to be flying for very long. Well, it's going to
40.
wear off by the time we try to come back anyway.
Yeah, 40 feet.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to come back or find another way across.
Yep.
Well, you said that there were ladders going up into other areas.
Well, that was back behind us though, before the pit.
So, yeah, we don't know what's on the other side there. There might be another way out. There might not.
We could get over there and find out there is no other way out but going through the pit.
Yep. So the potion of climbing gives you a 99% chance of climbing successfully. Let's see. For every 1,000, so for every 100 pounds of weight, you add an additional 1%. And then depending upon your armor, it has another percent as well. So like if you're wearing studded leather, it's only 1%, but if you're wearing plate mail, it's 10%. Right? So you still have like a 90 or 89% chance.
What's chainmail?
Chainmail was like a 3 or 4% or something like that. So it's still a 97% chance. So anyway, that was just for that potion. For
I'm
the
looking
flying.
for the flying, yeah. There you go. Potion fly enables an individual to fly at the same manner as third level magic. So, player's
Yeah.
handbook.
Yep. Imagine that. Chainmail 7%. Yeah. So. All right. So then, as you guys are, I'm assuming, are you going to be going during the day? We're going to be waiting for night. What do we want to go in the meantime?
Well, the only place we know to get in, for sure, is in that fish warehouse.
Right.
So we would have to wait till all the people leave that place and then go.
Okay.
Unless we want to try to find another way in someplace.
Well, just so you're aware, as a reminder, the gate between the new and old city closes at an hour after sundown.
Yep.
So if you guys are going to want to go in there, you're going to have to be in the old city after sundown when the gates close. That said, you don't have to. You could always go all the way around the city to the south side to the main gate that stays open all the time. Well, that will be up to you.
That'd be kind of odd to go all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, previously you guys went in and you stayed at the White Horse Inn. You could always do that again, or you could just go in and just wait until go grab some beer at a tavern somewhere and wait until after sundown, or whatever you want to do.
I'm looking at the fly.
Since that's the only way that we know that we can get in, I guess we're going to have to wait until after sundown.
And after everybody leaves the fish factory.
That would be after sundown.
True.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at the fly spell, and it doesn't really give a weight thing. It just gives a duration. 1 turn per level plus 1 to 6 plus that.
Yeah, I thought there was something somewhere that talked about weight limit for the fly thing as well, but
I'm wondering if that's levitation.
yeah, levitation. I know levitation for a fact says it's like 2,000 gold pieces or something like that, or maybe that's just off the top of my head, talking garbage. But all right.
Well, somebody who's flying could tow somebody who is levitating.
Well, that's what we said, is that a person that's flying can just pull that person along, right? And if the person is levitating, can carry somebody else. So
maximum weight of 6,000 gold piece equivalent.
All right, that's 600 pounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so somebody's levitating, somebody else could hold on to them. They levitate up. And then the person that's
drag him along.
Yeah, and the person that's flying just has to drag them along. There's should be no resistance or whatever.
Okay. So somebody drag me, because I'm probably the heaviest of everybody.
Yeah, you are.
Fat bastard!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I completely didn't mean to say that. Get in my belly.
Get in my belly. I want you to baby.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So, what is the plan then? Just kind of lay it out for me, so that talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old, and that our people in the audience can understand as well.
So let's let's get everybody in Telesec down there and get a room back at the white uniform.
The white horse. The white
Yeah,
horse.
yeah.
Okay.
And you know, and then wait till they clear out at night, you know, go home, and then head down there and see if we can get in the same way we did before, more or less.
Okay.
And
I don't know, guys. I'm thinking we should find a different entrance
I mean,
instead of using the same road.
It might be wise to do that.
That sounds.
Well, we can go down early and look around. You know, to see.
Well, we know that there was 2 other places down to the south.
Yeah.
That we actually saw the ladders going up, so we could take the first entrance, go down, then have the person, probably you, Varys, you can go invisible, go up one of those other 2 exits, and come get us to take us to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the purpose would be though. If you were able to get through the fish house and get down to the tunnels, the rest of it's good too. So.
Well, we just don't want to be leaving a trail that they can follow. But if we're going down to clear them out, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully, we have enough firepower to do it.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. Does Baron have any magic scrolls and things?
I've been going through my spell book. The only thing that I have that would be able to help me, at least, would be telekinesis.
Well, we had all kinds of magic items.
Yeah, we have stuff that we can get across, right?
Yeah,
so
we
getting
need, you up, yeah.
Yeah, he was just talking about, do you have scrolls to help in addition to spells and stuff like that, so that when you guys are actually in the thick of things.
Okay.
Because there is a ring of spell storing, and there's...
Yeah, the ring of spell storing had a few things in it.
You might want the... I don't know, Wand of Polymorph, or...
So I got 3 charges.
I do not have a ring of spell storing.
It's in the bag of holding. It's,
there's a scroll here.
All right, the ring of spell storing. What does it?
It's got. It looks like it has 4 spells, and one is protection from normal missiles.
Right.
That would be good one for you.
Yeah. A second one is part water. A third is tongues. And a fourth is legend lore.
Yeah, that's completely useless right now.
Well,
yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, protection from normal missiles would help you. But other than that, I don't know if
there's also a scroll with an unknown second level menu.
That's true. We do have one scroll that's but there is a scroll of ESP as well.
Yeah.
No offensive spells?
No.
Yeah, that wizard took him with him, I think, the last one.
Okay,
hang on a second.
The legend will probably help us down there when we can find.
If you could, Baron, roll a D20 plus a D4.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Okay, here's a D4.
Okay. Okay, that's a 3.
And here's the D20. Here's the D20. There it goes.
All right, so a
So
19
it's
total.
19, yes.
The scroll that you guys said was a second level magic user is a scroll of scare.
Scare? What the hell is that? I've never even heard of that.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
Yes. It's a weaker version of the higher level spell, Fear, but lower level creatures, low level humans, men at arms, city guard, that type of stuff that type of those type of people would become afraid of the area and run away.
Yep. It essentially says when this spell is directed at any creature with fewer than 6 levels of experience / hit dice, it must save versus magic or fall into a fit of trembling and shaking. The frightened creature will not drop any items held unless it is encumbered. If cornered, the spell recipient can fight, but at a -1, and damage dice rolls and all saving throws as well. Note that this spell does not have any effect on elves, half-elves, the undead, larvae, lemurs, mains, or clerics of any sort. The material component is a bit of bone from an undead skeleton, zombie, or ghoul, ghast, or mummy. So essentially, he's right. It's like a fear spell, but instead of them running away, they just sort of drop and curl up into a ball of fear, shaking and trembling.
Yeah, so that's just going to work on the peon minions and not any.
Yeah, but it only affects one creature, though. It's not like a whole range of them.
Oh, yeah, that's very useful. Do you have a magic weapon, like a dagger or a staff?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
There's an extra, I think.
There is an extra +1 dagger in there.
Yeah.
I think there's
Scare
some other treasure sheet.
Scare could be very useful.
What's that?
Scare could be very useful.
Yeah, it could be. Well, as I said, you have that scroll, right? So if you want to add it to your spell book, we could just get rid of the scroll and I can drop it on your spell book saying that you copied that into your spell book already.
Okay.
And
all right, while we're waiting for night to fall, I shall do so.
Okay.
all right, so I'll delete that from the bag of holding.
Okay.
There's still 2 magic user scrolls in there, one of telekinesis and one of ESP.
Do you have ESP already on your spell book?
I don't think so.
All right. So I'm just going to assume that these, because you have telekinesis right now.
Yes.
But I am just going to, what's the other one? Telekinesis and, sorry, what was
ESP.
All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of the ESP scroll. And again, it is now part of Baron's spellbook. Because you guys have had this for a while, I'm just going to assume that these scrolls would have already been copied into his spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We certainly have the money for the
yeah, exactly.
for the materials.
Exactly.
If you want to take the other scroll of telekinesis and just have it on your person,
That one I would like to hold.
Okay. So let me do that. I will drop that onto your character sheet as well. So go ahead and take that off the.
Done.
Okay, Mr. DM.
Yep.
Can we walk across the wall of ice?
Do what?
Can we walk across the wall of ice?
Yeah, you can.
Well, can he put a wall of ice down horizontally?
Yeah, you can shape it any way you want.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if he had a
Okay, because
wall.
that seems to. Let me go look at this.
I knew that was wall 4.
Okay, I'm doing some meta stuff here. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, we got time. It will give us time. Okay, it'll give us. About how big was that pit? Did you say how wide?
It was 10 feet wide by 40 feet long.
Okay, that's covered. That's covered.
Yes.
Okay, well, as much as I would like to use monster summoning too. Okay, and I really do want to use that. Though the paladin might not be too happy. It does have a certain chance. Wall of ice will get us. Wall of ice will for the most part, will get us completely across that, and also probably seal the pit.
How long does Wall of Ice last?
For Baron, 90 minutes.
Okay. Potentially, if you guys are able to clear it out in an hour and a half, you'd be able to make it out. But if not, you still have the other items to get you out if necessary.
True.
Okay. I mean, I can study. I can study for and put another Wall of Ice in my memory. We'll have two of them.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be
And
worth.
that should cover that part.
Hey, on your sheet, he should put that ring of spell story too out of it.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can wear it on the other hand.
Yep. You can wear one ring on each hand. All right. So go ahead and if you want to take it off the
bag of holding.
yeah, go ahead and take it out. And I have just put it on your character sheet.
Okay. Now I warn you all. I have studied the fireball spell. In case we have to, in case we need to flame an area, a very big area.
Yeah, well, me and Taylor at least have been, Ronnie too for that matter. We've all been near one before, so.
We know what to expect.
Yeah, we know what to expect.
Okay.
Cast it in the sewers. I double dog dare ya.
I jump in the water.
You've got a turn on your face.
I'm wearing a ring of fire resistance. So that'll help.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that helps. Okay.
Sewer gas.
All right. So you guys are currently at the White Horse. It is roughly 6 in the evening as Baron is preparing for the foray down below, preparing his spells and doing whatever it is that he needs to do. It is roughly 6 o'clock in the evening. Any other preparations or anything else that the party wants to do?
Just make sure all our gears go.
I'm gonna put some lethal poison in my dagger of venom.
Okay.
Oh, we got some in the bag of holding. I don't know if you already.
Yeah. Well, I still haven't dosed.
Baron knows nothing about this.
Still have one of those other doses that that I used to kill the wizard in Amber.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So that I haven't used. So I'm gonna put that in there in case I need to backstab a cult leader guy.
That's
Like
a good
a
idea.
high priest dude. Sharpen my sword.
I don't know why it's Baron. Did you say you had telekinesis as a spell already? Because it's not showing on your spell book anywhere that I see.
Let me go back here. Yes, I do, and it is on my spell book, and it is one of the one that I studied.
Oh, there it is. Never mind. Gotcha. I found it. Sorry.
Okay, great.
The other thing that I want to know is, and I know
Baron would be able to telekinesis himself across and back if he had to.
Yeah. I am going to. I want to look and see. I'm going to edit this to put the spells in it. The Ring of Spell Storing.
Yes.
What were the spells on there again?
Let me go back. I didn't delete it just for that reason. So protection from normal missiles.
Hang on just a second. Dang, I can't spell. Okay.
I only have a single ring, so I'll be able to.
Yeah, I already added the spell storing to your sheet. I'm just putting the spells in. All right, protection from normal missiles.
Legend
Part water.
Part water.
Tongues.
And that's it.
No, and legend lore.
I just said Legend Lore.
Yeah, well, I
Oh,
was I was just asking. I was asking Deglin what the spells were, so that's why he was reciting them too. All right,
I
so
mean, tongues would probably come in handy if you have to translate something.
yep,
Legend lore will probably come in handy if we can find something that we can't identify, and
yep,
we can then find out. Then we can learn if it's going to hurt us if we use it,
yep.
and the rest of it.
All right. So anyway, I added the ring of spell storing to your sheet, and I added the spells onto it, or I put the spells in the list so we at least know what they are. And I think there's a way that I can add it as an action so that whenever you click on the ring, you'll be able to select the spell you want to cast. But I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, well, that's way beyond me.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Baron says, I am very much looking forward to using telekinesis. And he grins evilly.
All right.
You've seen that look before.
So are you guys just going to wait at the White Horse until the evening, or what are we gonna do?
Yeah, just get food, act normal, keep an eye on the fish warehouse, and
Okay. From where you're at, you have a perfect vantage point of the warehouse across the street. You can see that it is busy all the way up until sundown. And at sundown, you see large barrels of water being brought in on wagons as they are sloshed across the stone floors of the warehouse. And you can see several young lads out there with whisk brooms whisking away all the fish guts and all the other stuff into the troughs for collecting and depositing. You see, of course, the place is a magnet for cats. As the smell sort of wafts out in the city, and the cats come trying to get their little morsels pitched to them by the workers in the warehouse and stuff. However, slightly after sundown, all the cleanup appears to be completed, and probably around 8:30 or so, you watch as the last employees depart. The foreman or the owner, whoever that is, locking up the warehouse, looking around over their shoulders as they do, and they depart down the alley away from you, heading deeper into the dark recesses of the district.
Okay, I've got a question. Would Varus be able to sneak into the sewer using invisibility?
Well, as of right now, yes, he could, right? And that's kind of one of the things you guys discussed previously.
Yeah,
Yeah, but as of right now,
Nobody's there.
well, you guys don't know where there's any entrance to the sewers from where
Yeah.
you're at right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
we're across the street from the fish factory, which is one of the entrances.
right, there's no sewer there, right? There's no sewer
No.
entry, but there was a trap door in the floor of the office that you guys went down.
Same difference.
Yeah,
Okay, it could be if Varus would do it while we're waiting around and studying and drinking and all that, he could be scouting.
and I think that's what you guys discussed previously, right?
yes, that
Oh.
is kind of the plan.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys were all going to go to the warehouse and then Varys turned invisible and snuck down, or if Varys was going to sneak in on his own to kind of go down, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, the goal was Varys was going to sneak down invisibly, go down the tunnel, and check out the other two ladders to see where they went.
Yeah,
That's something that he should do during the day while we're preparing for all of this.
well, I can't do it during the day, they'll be occupied.
Yeah, he can't. That's why we had to wait for at night, because
Yeah, I'm not risk being caught or jailed or trespassing.
Well, you're invisible, therefore
It doesn't make
you're
me.
invisible. So you wait till the room is empty.
It
and sneak
doesn't
in.
make my track So the rest of me's fine.
The other I was going to say the other problem is that in order for him to do so, he would have to lift up the carpet that's on the floor, open up the trap door, and then go down through the trap door. And there's no way that he would be able to cover his tracks, so to speak, going down.
No one can cover it up behind me like we did before.
Right. Now, if you wanted to try to find an entry into the sewer, that's definitely possible. Although you don't know like where you're entering in the sewers, so you're not 100%. You could not be 100% sure where to go to get to the entry. I mean, might be able to look around, but not for sure. But that would be up to you because, again, throughout the city, you guys have found there are various sewer entries, but you just haven't actually like gone down into them.
I think we do. We head there at night. Now that everybody's gone, once it gets darker.
Yep.
I sneak in, and then you'll.
Well, I was hoping that it would be able to do that he could do that during daytime, but I guess
unfortunately, like we said, from where they found the entry in the warehouse, there's really no way he could get in and cover his tracks. Somebody at a minimum would see that the carpet covering the trap door is no longer covering the trap door, and that would probably set off alarms. So that's why it was decided we were going to sneak back in at night, because we already know there's nobody in there at night. We can sneak in. He's invisible. He would still be able to get down there and get back up.
I'm willing to bet that if you open the trap door and climb in and close the trap door, the carpet will automatically cover it. That would make sense.
Probably not. It didn't act like it was magic.
Yeah, it did not. Yeah, it did not do that before when you guys went down. You had to move the carpet.
Well, I've been sick.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep, no, we're good.
I'm role playing here.
No, I get you. We are totally okay.
Because it seems pretty useless to have a trap door that is a way to escape, and then the people that are following you would see the way to escape because the carpet didn't come down with it.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I'll have to remember that for my next trap. The carpet covers. I mean, not trap. My trap door. Trap door. Not trap.
Right.
Trap door.
Right. Huh?
So the evening has slowly passed. The evening has slowly passed as you guys prepare, as Baron, as you are intently focused on transcribing these scrolls into your spell book. This ESP. And Scare as you're transcribing them into your book. It's roughly an hour and a half past sundown, almost 2 hours past sundown, and the lamplighters have come by and lit what few lamps light the main processional road, which you guys are looking across to look at the fish warehouse. The streets themselves are not empty, but they're relatively quiet comparative to the bustling and busyness of the day in the district. And Varys, you wink from existence, work your way downstairs, step quietly into the street as the chill in the air sort of causes you to shiver slightly, although nobody notices because you're invisible.
It's not snowing, is it?
It's not snowing, but it is chilly. The heavy torrential rains have wet the streets, and you can see there is a light frost on the streets, so you have to tread carefully to avoid crunching and munching as you go. So I'm going to need a move silently and hide in shadows both successfully to make it across the street undetected by any who happen to be moving up. Although nobody's really paying attention, they're all moving rather quickly. I would still like both checks, please.
If he takes the long way around, okay, it should help.
As you successfully hide in shadow as you are moving silently as can be, and you find yourself once again at the entry into the fish warehouse.
All right. Is there anybody here?
Um,
Down.
as you look around, you don't see anybody in the alleyway. You don't see anybody in the main streets either.
Do I hear anybody inside?
Go ahead and give me a hear noise, please.
DM, if we were going in the same place, I'd have left Burley back at the inn.
Yeah, that's fine. I just had them because whenever I drop the tokens on there, it automatically drops all of you. Yeah, you don't hear anything at all. You hear people moving up and down the street, but you don't hear anything from inside the warehouse itself.
All right.
Burley's coming into the warehouse with us?
Wait, say that again?
Burley is coming into the warehouse.
No, Burley is
Staying
not.
at the inn.
He is staying at wherever Ronnie wanted him to stay. I'm just saying that whenever I drop the tokens on the map, it automatically drops all you guys. So I just left him there, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, you guys are not at the warehouse anyway. I only put you on the map so that you can see, because if I took you off the map, then you would not be able to see the map at all. So,
Burly Bear, can Burly Bear do any tricks?
Well, he can save our lives.
Ooh, that's a great trick.
Well, that's great.
He can bite and claw stuff.
And he can hug it too.
Oh,
He's a good hugger.
He's a great hugger.
I don't know, if I had it, I would be kind of leery of. I would be leery of leaving having a bear there looking at me.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was in the way. So.
There. Now you're inside. As you step inside, you see that there are no lights on. The place is apparently empty for the evening.
Okay, I'm missing a map.
You shouldn't be. You're on the map with everybody else.
No, but I don't have a map.
I'm gonna listen again from down here.
Okay.
I don't see a light on.
Correct. There is no light up there.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me go try that trick. See if I can make that to work.
Yeah, you still hear nothing. You still hear people in the streets, very muffled as people move up and down the street, but there is nothing that you
All right. Everything good in here?
What's that?
Everything looked like it did before?
Yeah, everything is exactly like it was before.
All right. I'll slide the rug over and open the trap door.
Okay, give me just a second here.
Hang on down.
Okay.
All right.
I cannot find the map.
You shouldn't have to. You should just you're on the map. You shouldn't have to find it.
Okay, because I don't see it displayed on my screen.
Just try refreshing the screen, maybe.
Okay. Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, that's all I could think of.
All right. Well, that's a great thought. Here I am refreshing the screen.
Can you see now?
I don't know yet. Downloading world data. Please wait.
All right. So while we're doing that, I'm going to change maps again.
Yeah.
That's great. It'd be on the other map.
Sorry, dude.
Okay,
as you open up, you see the stairs leading down. You work your way down into the tunnels that you remember before.
Yep.
And I am just going to leave. You know what I'm going to do, since you guys already had this, and just to make it easier so that anybody...
Okay, yes, there is a map.
And I am going to do this so that we don't need anything else. Oops, got one more thing I got to do. Sorry. Blink. There we go. So now everybody can
What
see.
are we using for light?
You guys aren't down there, so you don't have to worry about it. It's only the only person that's down there right now is the elf.
Just
Okay.
me.
You guys are all back in the all back at the inn still, waiting for Varys to investigate. Again, the only reason you guys are on this map is so that you can at least see something during the game. Otherwise, you guys would not be able to see anything.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Yep. All right. So again, as you go down the stairs, the smell of raw sewage hits your nostrils. The scent sort of numbing you almost is the stench as you see the tunnel that you have to traipse through the muck and mush, heading south once again.
Yep, I just cover up my face with like a mask
Yep.
and head on down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my bracelet of disguise
Okay.
and make myself look like a cultist.
I'm
Just
sorry.
in case-
Oh, like a cultist? Okay.
Yeah, just in case I get found.
Okay. So you're gonna make your clothes look like the robes and all. You already
Yeah,
have the necklace on. Okay.
Yep,
Gotcha.
yep.
All right. Perfect. All right. As you shimmer, as the light around you sort of shimmers, and suddenly you find yourself
I mean,
wearing
I'm
this.
still invisible, but
Yeah.
you know
But
that.
you are now wearing this sort of flowing robe, and then as you move your way south.
Yep.
Want me to move you, or do you want to move yourself? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back, where I know where those
Yep.
other passages were.
Yep. They were right here. That spot right there. As you follow the tunnel, I'm gonna have to look at the actual. I have a real map, so to speak, instead of this old garbage one that I had to find. Let me go. It's not really garbage. That's kind of a nice map, but so the tunnel that you're on heads sort of back to the northwest, for probably about 50, 60 feet when you hit the Y intersection.
Okay.
You can continue straight, or you can take the right fork to the Y. Your choice.
Well, I know the way we went before.
Okay, so the first time you guys went to the right,
Yeah.
and then you followed it all the way around, and then you came back and went to the left and followed it around. So you take the right tunnel, and it meanders again up and around and whatnot, probably for another 100 feet or so before it ends in a tunnel that I should say the tunnel ends in a spiral ladder going up.
Do I see any obvious use?
Yeah, it looks like it's used. It looks like it's used. You can see on the rungs of the stairs, it's an iron wrought thing, right? And so it has iron steps that are not solid. They're like wrought iron or whatever. So it's like you could scrape your foot and scrape your shoes off on it, right? But you can see that there's dirt and whatnot ground into it. Fairly lot too, so it looks like it's fairly well used, and you could see the footprints on the floor of even though it's hard packed earth, you could still see various boot prints of various shapes and sizes and like sizes of boots and types of boots, etc., etc. Excuse me, or shoes, if you will. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it definitely looks like it's gotten at least a lot of use. You can't really tell how frequent because it is hard packed, but it's definitely used a lot.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I see a trap door.
Yes, you can see at the top. You could see up at about it's about 30 feet up, and you could see that it is the bottom of a trap door of some kind.
I'm gonna go listen.
Okay, go ahead and give me a listen check.
Come on, listen.
No luck for you.
That one.
Nice. It sounds quiet.
Does it look like it opens like pulling or pushing?
It looks like it pushes away.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna reappear
Okay.
so I don't look weird in case
Okay.
somebody is up there.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to open the door.
Okay. All right.
And,
As you push away, you see that the door itself actually slides, like it's almost like a circular portal, and when you go to push it, it actually pushes up a little, and then you have to push it away. So like it's sort of, think of a circle with a pin on one edge, and then how it sort of rotates around on that pin, so you kind of push up a little bit so it clears the lip, and then you shove away and it slides, and you find
Alright.
yourself in what looks to be the mill house. It is dark inside, but
Well,
it's
I
spun
know.
away with a barrel sitting on top of it. That's why it kind of spun away, right? So this
Okay.
barrel spins and then it sets down into the lip.
Okay. Alright, well I'm gonna turn back invisible then
Okay.
and put the barrel back
Okay.
and look around.
Okay.
Oh, you just have the people here.
Uh-huh.
I was like, attack!
Yeah. Nope. As you step under, and by the way, this is not a wall. This is sort of a
Archway?
archway. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
You can see as you step through, there's a couple of wagons here, and some large barn-like doors.
Okay.
And you can see that there is a set of stairs going to the upstairs,
Okay.
on the far side over here.
And this is the lower level. Okay.
That is correct.
There's no doors down here. Okay.
Nope, just all storage.
Alright. Alright. I see any lights up on the
No.
upstairs.
No.
I'm gonna take a quick look.
Okay. At the top of the stairs, you find a door. Does not have a lock on it. It's just a closed internal door.
No light from underneath.
No, sir. It's all dark.
I'm just gonna open it and look in.
Okay. Inside, you can see what appears to be maybe a training room of some kind, or a meeting room of some kind, maybe. And you can see on the other side, it's just like it looks to be an open, like right here. You can't see across because they have the wall, but it's an opening, and directly across you can see the mill that when they sort of grind up the stuff and then they pass it across some pulleyways into here.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll shut the door and head back down.
Okay.
Do any of these doors look like they're normally used?
Yeah, they're just, all of them look normal. It looks like a typical warehouse. Doesn't look like nothing special on them.
So this might be a street access.
Yes, yeah, you definitely know these three large, because they're more like barn-sized doors, like large double doors. They have big wood planks on the back side, sort of set into the door stops, right? So they're like braces on a door, and they've got chains running through to kind of reinforce them as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can just throw out this door.
Okay. It is locked.
On the inside?
Yes, it's got a padlock. This one has a padlock on the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can see that two of the doors are locked from the inside. One door looks like the exit door up here. Probably has the padlock on the outside. You don't know because you can't see it, but it's heavily braced on this side.
All right, I think I'm gonna go back down and check the other way real quick.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't wanna mess with this light just yet unless I have to.
Okay.
But
Fair
at
enough.
least I now know where this is.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that this is the mill,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, and yeah. So
you're entered right here. Yep.
I can just circle back to
Okay.
the other house.
Okay.
So yeah,
As
so
you
we're walking down, go the other way
okay.
and see what
Um.
it is.
Yep. So as you head back down again, this the similar to the other one, the trail sort of leads you in a meandering kind of way for about another couple 100 feet or so before once again it ends in a um, ladder that goes up.
Okay. Another hear noise
Okay.
when at the trap door.
Yep. You hear nothing.
It opens similarly.
What's that? Yes.
Yep. Alright. I'll try and do it then.
Okay.
Still looking like a poultice.
Okay. Um, as you come up um, into whatever the space is. Sorry, I didn't have you guys put on this map. I don't know why. I thought I did, but I have to put you guys on there just so we know what's up. As you open it up, you find that you are in some kind of a small storage room of some kind.
Okay.
Looks like there's a door leading out, but this trapdoor came up underneath a set of crates that you had to move in order to get out.
Okay. Well, I'll have to pull them back over, but yeah. Um, I mostly just wanna listen to these doors,
Okay,
make
go ahead and give me a hear noise.
sure there's no one immediately out here. And once I figure out where I'm at, then I'm just gonna
As you
probably
listen, you hear
someone snoring.
Farting. No, it's farting.
it seems like it's coming through the wall to your left, coming from over here somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can hear it through the thin walls.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh,
Hmm.
there's a door. Does it look like there's oil in here?
Oil? No, not that you can tell.
Do these doors look like they've been maintained?
Yeah, they're in good shape up here. They're not like
Uh,
rusty, falling down or anything like
yeah,
that.
I don't want it squeaking when I open it.
Yeah, right.
Cause I'm gonna carefully peek in,
Okay.
assume it's not locked.
It is not locked. Opening up inside, you can see a large produce warehouse of some kind. You can see all kinds of barrels and crates in the process of being packed or whatever. Again, this is a two doors here, but there's just like a little narrow piece of wood
Yeah.
between the two, but they both opened up into
Yeah.
into this little.
All right.
But you continue to hear from over here somewhere.
All right. I'm gonna shut the door and just go back now.
Okay.
Move the crate over and
Go ahead and give me a move silent check, please, as you're closing on your
Yeah.
way out.
yeah. I don't wanna. I can extrapolate where it is based on the
Yep. As
based on
you
the stuff.
as you manage to clear
All right.
out.
Turn back invisible and head back.
Okay.
Head back to the fish place and
Okay.
get out. Cover everything. Cover all my tracks. Put it all out. Head back.
Okay. Oh, that's why. Yep, you're moving them. Okay, thank you. All right. Takes you a little while.
Yeah. Probably at least
I
an
don't know
hour or
why.
more.
Yeah, I don't
With all
know.
the moving around.
Yep. I don't know why. However, back and give me one more move silently as you exit the warehouse and go back across the street. All right. Yeah, dude, you're light as a feather. As you work your way back across the street, probably right about midnight or so, you arrive back at your comrades' bed chambers or rooms, appearing before them. As you guys are all waiting, it's been probably not quite 3 hours that Varys has been gone, but suddenly he appears before you all. Looks like he's in
I
good
need a
shape.
beer.
As
wine.
he appears, the first thing you see is what looks to be a cultist wearing blue robes, hanging with a thing hanging around his neck.
Oh, I meant to have that. Turn
Sure
that
you did.
off.
Sure you did.
The smell arrives.
Yeah,
The smell
stab
arrives
him.
before he does.
We all draw weapons and attack.
I stab him with my poison dagger. And turn traitor.
What is this, Newfoundland?
Yeah. And with that said, that is where we are going to close up tonight's session as our party makes preparations to assault the evil place down below. However, if you would like to go through what you may have found and any other last minute thoughts that the party may have before we officially wrap everything up, we can do that.
Well, I think once we actually get down then to the tunnels, maybe we should put those robes and the necklaces on, and if somebody just happens to see us down there, maybe they'll think we're supposed to be there. Just an idea.
That
Well,
makes it very good. That's good sense.
Or we can get the surprise on him.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Especially if
That
they're in the
makes
middle of a
sense.
ceremony, we can infiltrate.
Yeah, we can definitely put those on when we get down there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I know 2 more entrances, or at least 2 ways we can get in or out, possibly. Although the one has somebody sleeping there, so I didn't disturb him.
Yeah. Well, we might have to go that way, and if we do, we'll knock them
Yep.
out and hog tie them.
Yep, we'll do what we gotta do. Good team.
Yep.
All right. And with that, let me close up shop here for a second. Before we actually get out, not break. Before we actually get out of here, you got anything going on that you want to let folks know about? Varys, I know you always got something going on.
I need some players. Had some people dropping out of a couple of my teams. So, you want to play some Lord of the Rings or CNC or whatever? Hit me up. And I'm doing some Greyhawk Reborn this weekend.
Nice.
Or this coming weekend.
Now, is that just like that's not tournament stuff, right? That's just kind of
It is organized play
okay.
for 5e.
Yep.
It's D&D 5e. We will be doing some events for the St. Jude.
What edition
Jerry
of
and Lauren
CNC?
Hizzard.
What'd you say?
Call of Cthulhu?
No, CNC is Castles and Crusades. Sorry.
Okay. Never mind. I got
Yeah.
excited for a moment there.
Now, Castles and Crusades. It's a
Great
game
game.
system, but the guys are really, really good. So
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
yeah, exactly. So, all right,
Yeah.
cool, man. All right, so for those that follow, you know we will be here next Monday. This coming Friday, we are not streaming our 5th edition game. That's our off week. We are back on the 22nd for our 5e game. For those that follow, that group is in the middle of the Lost Caverns of Judge Kanth. which is a great adventure. They have a lot of great things going on. Lando, appreciate you, man. Hope your face feels better.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, he actually fell and got hurt. Wasn't sure if he was going to be here tonight. He was actually at a game store, I guess. And he went into the restroom, whatever, and something happened. It was something on the floor, whatever. He slipped and went crashing down. Fortunately, there was a guy there that was painting some minis. That was a combat medic. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a combat medic. So, fortunately for us, combat medics for the win. Made sure that we had a thief with us tonight, because I would have hated having to run 2 characters, although I didn't have to do much tonight. And are we okay?
Yeah, what is that? It sounded like rockets going on.
I don't know. Is that Daft? Was that you, Daft?
What?
I don't know. There was like a bunch of crashing going on, man. I thought maybe you fell too.
Down by my electric fireplace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like, dang, man, there's a lot of noise going on there. But anyway, so for, like I said, for those that follow, of course, we'll be back next Monday here, and we'll be on the 22nd. Probably going to be gaming on the 22nd. If you're into 5e, I do have. I don't know if I'm still going to have an opening or not, because I think I have a new player coming in. He definitely says he has time to play. He's one of my son's roommates, and my son is starting up playing D&D. He's never really played before, but he actually wants a DM, so he's going to try to do the DM. He's been watching me for a while, and he's watching all his friends do it for a long time. So he is going to start a Thursday night game, and he suckered me into playing. And
may I suggest that he plays first edition?
Yeah, he wants to do 5th edition though. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, I mean, 5th edition, you know, you can make 5th edition. What I like about 5th edition is the combat stuff. How you can I like the D20 style of you know, increasing armor class, right? So you start at armor class 10 and you work your way up, and whenever you roll the dice, you don't have to do any funky calculations. If your dice roll beats the armor class, you hit them. And I actually kind of like that, as opposed to saying, Thaco, I have to get a 7 or whatever it is. So yeah, Thaco's not hard to calculate, but some of the combat mechanics I just find a little better in 5e. What I hate about 5e is how easy it is to stay alive, which is why I try to make it a little more difficult. I do sort of a modified version of the Grim rules. So as an example, one of the things in 5e where you could take a short rest. So you take a short rest, you get, not everybody does, but you get certain abilities back, like sorcerers and warlocks, whatever, they get their spells back on a short rest. So you could, and one of the things people used to do was, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to fight, take a short rest, fight, take a short rest, fight, take a short rest, and it's like, you know what I mean? And yeah, you can heal. You can do some healing, and there's only so much of that you can do, because there's only so many hit dice you can get back. But again, it's just one of those things. The bonus action heal, I hate that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to bonus action heal because it's a cantrip. So now, especially at low level, you can, give him a couple hit points back, give him some hit points back, give him some hit on a bonus action. So every one of my turns, I can heal and do something. There's just certain things I don't like about 5e. But like I said, I do the Grim stuff. So like, you can only have 2 short rests and 1 long rest a day, right? Or you could have 3 short rests, right? That's it, 3 per day. And there has to be 4 hours between them. So if you, like, this happened to my players just in this last session. They had a short rest. Then they came around and said, oh shit, we just did a short rest. We need a long rest because our cleric doesn't have any healing spells left. And I'm like, you can't. You have to have at least 4 hours between your short and long rest. And they're like, well, what if we just have a ultra long rest, like we do a 12-hour? I'm like, well, yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to hang out for 12 hours, you know, hopefully nothing will come by interrupt your sleep or whatever. But yeah, if that's what you want to do, it's really a waste of time. But they said, okay, yeah, you're right. We don't want to do that. And then they ran into 3 shambling mounds.
Oh, shit.
And so the dwarf is getting pummeled by the shambling mound. I critted him like 2 or 3 times in this combat. And the crit in 1E was doing like 26 hit points of damage to him. And he had 70 hit points. He's a 7th level fighter. So, I mean, he's got hit points out the yin-yang. But he was down. Like, he was down to like 10 hit points. And so the cleric's like, yeah, I got no healing spells, you know, and I'm like at 5E. Yep. And so in my game, and, you know, they have cantrips. That's the other thing that kind of bugs me sometimes in 5E is the cantrips. You can just cast unlimited spells. I don't care what anybody says. A firebolt at low level doing 12 hit points of damage or whatever, that's a lot for 1st and 2nd level. It might not seem much when you get a little higher levels, but if you cast it at 2nd, 3rd, 4th level, whatever, you're doing like 40, 12 damage, and that shit can pummel somebody.
Yeah, use the original cantrips that Gygax wrote.
Well, I'm just saying, in my world, the cantrips that they have, that they're able to use, it's not unlimited, right? They only have a certain number of cantrips they can cast. Granted, I kind of am pretty lenient and say the number of cantrips you can cast before you have to take a rest is equal to whatever your primary spellcasting ability is. So if your primary spellcasting ability as a cleric is wisdom, if you have an 18 wisdom, you can cast 18 cantrips before you have to take a rest. That's actually a lot of cantrips that you can cast. But if you spread it out over the course of 3 or 4 encounters, it tends to start wearing down. The other thing is when they run out of spell slots, I let them transfer their cantrips 2 for 1 for each level of spell. So if you want a 1st level spell, you can burn 2 cantrips to get a 1st level spell slot. So that would technically give them 9 additional 1st level spell slots if they needed it. Well, my cleric's like, shit, man, he's down 60 hit points. I need to cast this as a 4th level spell. I'm going to burn 8 cantrips. I'm like, right on. It's totally okay. So not only are you out of spell slots, now I'm eating up your cantrips too. So yeah, but I mean, it's going well. It's I mean, like I said, every game system is going to have its flaws or its faults, but we're definitely enjoying it. So all that to say is if you're into 5th edition, I still play all the classic adventures. In my 5th edition game, I took all the classic 1st edition, 2nd edition modules, and I converted a lot of them to 5e, or I've purchased some of those that were already converted for me. And so right now I'm running the Lost Caverns of Job's Camp. They've made it down to the greater caverns. It's been really, really good. And I've kind of tied it into a campaign in the sense that they're going down to the caverns. And for those that know the story, the Lost Caverns of Job's Camp was where Igwilf supposedly had her lair back in the day. She has some artifacts down there, and one of those artifacts the players need, the dwarf in particular needs to bring it back to his family because this artifact is supposed to help find and guide them to where a lost dwarven kingdom was. And so the last dwarf of the king, or the last king of the dwarves for this particular dwarf nation, is alive, and they found him, and he's the only one that could enter the throne room that was lost centuries ago, but they need this artifact to help them find where it is so he can go in and reclaim the throne. And so I'm sort of tying Lost Caverns of Job's Camp into a storyline for my party, and so it's actually working out really well. So anyway, hopefully you guys will be able to make it. Like I said, they're in the middle of combat, just like we started tonight. This game with a combat. We will pick up that game, not this coming Friday, but the Friday after, to hopefully complete that combat as they continue their search. And hopefully they'll live. They've done very well so far. Like I said, 5th edition is pretty easy on the players, so I might have to beef up my stuff. But anyway, let's figure out who we want to go raid tonight. I'm not really sure.
I'm gonna go raise my bed.
All right, dude. We will see you next time, Daft.
I'm an old
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I think is Darling.
Darling's up.
I know she's up. Is she painting or is she's usually painting tonight, right?
Yeah, she's painting.
I'm gonna look and see. I wanna like Magic RPG is another good one. I think when I went to do them before, they were actually are they still doing the they're doing Storm King's Thunder. Ooh. We may have to go back to that one. Lollygaggers, they're okay. Cave Geek, what are they doing?
Art.
They're doing art. Yep.
That's what-
Yeah.
that's what-
Yeah, I was
right.
just wondering. Yeah, they're doing the commercial. I'm just wondering, but yeah, they're actually really good too. So
Yeah, look, on the side screen, it looks like he's writing.
yeah, Lollygaggers looks like they're doing Monsters of the Week, which is cool. That's actually kind of fun. Let's do Magic RPG. I want to see what they're doing with the Storm King's Thunder. So I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Don't forget that all I've ever said is in a world that you can be anything that you want, all we ask is that you guys be kind. And let's see if we can get everybody. We only got a few people left because everybody bailed on me because I talk way too long. But we're going to raid over to Magic RPG and we're going to check out and see what these guys are doing, man. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll see you guys next Monday, man. Check you later.
Later.
Skin with the rune, I know that I've seen a rock wall be created. That is what I want to do vertically.
I'm gonna allow you to have
Or,
done the hardening already,
oh,
because that's what you had committed to.
The
However, if you would like to do
It's like the
a
rumbling.